and I just said all of that shit, and I was on mute. Uh, but we have a lineup. We have a lineup tonight. We're gonna talk about the Bears. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that game on Thursday. It wasn't a complete tragedy, but like we said before, ain't no motherfucking moral victories in football. It's win or lose. That's what it is. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get into the game with our guy Herb Howard from the Bigs Media. Uh, he's gonna come in later, and we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get into the intricacies of the game. Also, Bulls about to start up tomorrow. Yeah, they open up the season against the Miami Heat. That should be fun. So, man, we're gonna get into it. But yeah, let's go.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Lonzo and Caruso both when they are on the court like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
Yep, it's your boy T-Nick. I am your host, the point guard, the quarterback, whatever the fuck you want to call me. But yeah, so we have a great show lined up. We're going to get into the Bears. We're going to have Herb Howard come on a little later. We're also going to talk about the Bulls. And I said the Bulls are starting their season tomorrow against the Miami Heat. No Lonzo yet. But Buddy got his stitches out, so he coming soon. So that should be good. Hopefully, Zach will take the team on the shoulders, or DeMar, or whoever the fuck gonna do it. But yeah, we want to see some good basketball. And Billy Donovan, I don't quite know if he's the guy, but I'm not gonna have an opinion on that. So anyway, as you can see, I'm back from that shithole they call Ohio. Sorry for anybody that's from Ohio here. It is a shithole though. It's a fucking shithole, and the food is terrible. But I had some good food yesterday, being that I'm back. I came back just in time to go to that game on Thursday. Man, it wasn't horrible. We did see Justin progress, but we saw that fucking line. Oof. Oh my God. Anyway, let me bring in my guys because I know they have a lot to say about it. First up, my man who knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and 90s, basketball and football, my man JB. What up, JB?
Man, I was about to, man, you was on having a eulogy, brother. I was about to get out. Long ass monologue, man. What's going on though?
Well, I'm gonna try to cut it short at the end. So,
you getting your guaranteed up front? Your guaranteed time up front?
I want my guaranteed up front. Exactly. There you go. Equated to football. I like that. So, how was your weekend, man?
Man, the weekend was all right, man. Just trying to educate the masses on what a terrible time it is to be a Bears fan right now, because people don't understand the difference between rebuild, retool, and actually making smart moves for years to come. It ain't always just about now. But, man, if we don't start getting the right places where we going to be old talking about the Bears from 85, 70 years ago. That's going to be us.
You know what? You're absolutely right. So I'm going to take these fucking goggles off that I've had on, saying that they were going to win 10 games. Yeah, fuck Morris right now. I'm gonna take these goggles off. So they're not winning 10 games. They're not. I said that before. Everybody that listened to me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't listen to me anymore. Well, you can listen to me now because I'm taking these motherfucking goggles off. This team is not good. This team is not good. You'll see. I'm gonna show you these highlights. You're gonna see. But first, we're gonna bring in the rest of the team. So next up, my man, he's not the rookie anymore, but he has that Hawk talk, and he will have that Hawk talk, I think, a little later. My man, Frank the Tank.
So speaking of Hawk talk, you said you're the quarterback and the point guard. What are you for hockey? The water boy?
Shit, might as well be the water boy because I don't know anything about hockey. I don't know shit.
How's everyone doing?
I do know Friday I'm going to the Blackhawks Red Wings game.
Okay.
I was actually thinking of buying tickets. One of my buddies who is a Red Wings fan.
What do you call that? Do you say hockey match or hockey game?
That's a game.
I don't
know. That's a rival.
That's like a hockey rival. I'm going to a hockey rival.
I'm saying the Hawks Red Wings are a hockey rivalry game.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you say, all right, I'm about to go to a hockey.
This ain't no motherfucking soccer or tennis. It ain't a match. It's a game.
So hockey game.
You're not going to a hockey friendly. You're going to a game.
Right? Hockey friendly.
Well, see, it's like hockey is it's a collective, but it's one word. So I was thinking maybe it could be match like tennis. You say I'm going to a tennis match instead of a tennis game.
It's a game.
That shit.
Nobody says matches in hockey.
Game.
Okay.
I know it's big out there in Europe, but we still don't say match. I don't think they say that in Europe either.
Okay.
I should look that up, actually.
I'm going to the hockey game.
Yep. The rivalry hockey game. And you got to get out the Detroit sucks because that'll be going.
I'm not going to say rivalry because then that almost implies that I know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to hockey. That's going to just invite other questions. So, no, I'm not going to say that. All right. So
you already got people ripping on you in the chat, too. Look at that.
I don't give a fuck. Let's introduce the last but not least part of the All-Star team, but he probably has the foulest mouth in the city, fouler than mine. Because you
are pretty foul this evening, but
my mouth has been pretty foul, and I haven't even gotten started. Wait till we start talking about these Bears. But let's bring him in, foul mouth. See.
What up, fellas?
What up, foul mouth?
What up, Kurt?
Chilling, having a Twizzler.
He looking like bro, man, from fifth floor.
I'm having a Twizzler right now, so I'm good.
Man.
Hello to everybody in the chat.
Hello, everyone. So before we even get into these Bears verbally, what do y'all say we go ahead and look at these highlights real quick?
Oh, God.
Well,
it'll be a short one.
The few highlights.
There weren't highlights on either side. I don't know what the hell we're going to look at.
Yeah, and I want you all
it was like watching a tennis match.
And I want everyone, especially in the chat, I want you to pay close attention to the parts that we have slowed up for you because we want you to see these things.
I'm guessing it's going to be some offensive
like
lines.
Braxton Jones. We want you to see that. Roquan, woo, shit. I didn't even slow that up. We didn't even slow that up. You just go see it like 3
You don't have to slow that one up. That's common. You can see that in fast forward.
Darnell Mooney. We need you to see. He showed us he's not a number one wide receiver. He's not. number one wide receiver, would have made that catch. He would have made that catch. And a couple others that he dropped, but we won't even get into that right now. We're just going to go ahead and run these highlights.
But lost in the end. Fields, little shoulder shake, is under pressure, takes a lot of sacks, avoids one here, and does what he does best. Wentz under heat, and down he goes at the 17-yard line. Jaquan Brisker, a rookie. Here's second drive from the 34-yard line. Fields rolling, looking, throwing, caught. Fields buys time, fires, that's caught on the run. And to the 30-yard line. That's great. Fabulous name. Second down and goal. Fields, that's knocked in the air, and the Commanders come down with it. They do. Little Herbert is now the running back. He's had some good performances this season, averaging 6 yards per carry, and you can see why here. Breaking tackles. Herbert into Washington territory. Fields is down there to help block. Gets inside the 20, cuts it back. First and goal from the 7. Caught, threading his way. First down.
Hit the ground there.
Well, no challenge. 3rd and 3 to the outside. Montgomery. He gets the first down and more. Patrick back in the game at left guard. He was shaken up at the end of the 3rd as Fields hangs in there, breaks away, and that's what he does so well. Got to be a Fields run for a first down. Fields chased, spins, cannot get away.
Fields run for a first down.
Jones stands back inside his 20. Good boot. Fielded, dropped at the 10-yard line. Fielded, dropped at the 10-yard line. Samuel in motion. Give it to Robinson. To the outside he goes. Wentz throws a block, and Robinson takes the ball to the 1-yard line.
This ball bounces, and it's a crack block right there. I mean, by the way, he is a big man. 6'5", 238 pounds. Unloaded.
16 have to get to the 32 to keep the drive alive. Fields surveying, throws, and not.
Fields surveying.
Throws and not pull over a minute. No timeouts for Chicago. Fields rolling left. First down and a lot more. Fields is inside the 20. Takes it to the 6. Fields surveys and then throws, and it's not caught from the 4. Fake toss to the end zone, and it is juggled. Did he catch it? No. Mooney goes up. Ooh, boy. When does he have control of it?
And the ball goes up in the air. If he would have had it
bobbled, and by the time he gets control, and Washington.
That's some depressing shit, man. It's like a freaking
yeah, man. It's like a moment of silence. But hey, Justin, despite what other people say, Justin plays his motherfucking ass off.
Yeah.
Justin does the best with what he has out there, and what he has is not much. We can start with that offensive line. They are terrible. Terrible. I really wanted to believe in Braxton Jones. I did. But that was one play. That was only one. That happened a couple times. And not only in this game.
With Braxton, the positive thing you say, he's still young. He's still getting the reps. He still has talent. He could be a damn good player, but he has digressed every single game. He has gotten worse, I feel like. And the thing that bugs the hell out of me is you have a pretty damn good veteran sitting on that bench right now.
Do you really want to get into that?
I would rather have him right now because I think he at least will bring you better protection than what we're seeing with Braxton Jones.
So let's get into that because that was one of the points that I really wanted to dig into. Ryan Poles gives us Riley Reef pretty much at the end of free agency.
Paid him pretty good money too, didn't he?
But he's got escalators in his contract that says he can't. Wait, what does that say? This makes me want to cuss.
You said this makes me want to cuss. There's no reason we didn't get any of those TDs. You are absolutely right.
But that's what I was saying about Reef. He's not playing right now because he's got incentives in his contract to where he can make upwards of $10 million. So Scrooge McDuck over there in the GM seat don't want to pay the man. So therefore, he's sitting on the bench, getting Justin killed by not playing. That's another fatal flaw.
If you're gonna sit there and tell me that this multi-billion-dollar motherfucking franchise is gonna risk killing your franchise quarterback to pay somebody $10 million a year, then they can go straight to hell. Because that's messed up.
Have we ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, Ted Phillips is the one controlling that money?
And I mean, it could be. At this point in time, I have to look at it and say, how did Ryan Poles really get this job? How much money did he really say he was going to save them this year to make all these stupid moves, bring in 30 people off the street? Hell, we all had a chance to make the team this year for league minimum, practice squad money, two-way deals. That's terrible. But to sit up there and Riley Reef is he was a more than serviceable talent in this league.
No, it don't. No, it don't. I'm sorry, JB. I was addressing what Anthony said. It all starts.
But I agree with him because if he was put in this position, let's not forget, everybody wants to sit up there and talk about, look at what he did with draft picks. Look at what he did with salary cap. The problem is we forget he was going to give Larry $40 million. So let's not act like he didn't find money, or let's not act like he wasn't willing to spend money.
Right.
$4.6 million has been spent in the wide receiver room. 4.6. That's nothing. And we expect Justin Fields to come out here and be Tom Brady? Hell no.
And if you're going to be Tom Brady, you need to have protection to be Tom Brady if you're going to be thrown to nobody wide receivers.
I'm never a fan of giving up, no matter what I'm doing. But right now, with all this talk, I would walk into management right now and say, you don't think I'm doing a good job? Put Trevor in. Let me see him get away from that middle pressure from Musty. Let me see him take all these hits and get up and keep
all these people saying Fields needs to sit and put in Simeon they could just shut up because any other quarterback would be dead.
Wouldn't be against it.
Well, that's only because you want to protect Fields.
We're not talking about sitting because of bad play. We're talking about sitting like Simeon.
No, not because of bad play.
Like Simeon's not going to be able to do better.
Nobody can do. There's not one quarterback in the NFL that can do better with what we got.
I can't wait till Herb gets on. I don't know how much he can share with us, but like I said in my post a couple of days ago, and I'm standing on it, Ryan Poles is the problem. He put nothing around Justin Fields. He put nothing in this offense and expects this man to progress. How? He ain't Jesus turning water into wine, fellas. He's not.
Like, I truly feel Ryan Poles, and there's no question about it, at first, he knew he wasn't putting that great of a team on there. He is going with all the young people to see what they can do, to see the reps that they can get. But you got to come to a point where enough is enough. Your quarterback is the most important piece in this team. on this team right now. You are going to kill him. If Fields comes off, say after week 7, week 8, and all of a sudden breaks his ribs again, tears an ACL, knock on wood, like, who are you going to attack? It's damn well going to be Poles. Nobody else. It's going to be Poles.
So we don't get political on this show. I don't really want to get political, but I drew a parallel between Ryan Poles, and Barack Obama. The reason why I did that is because Poles came in and inherited Ryan Pace's mess. Now, I don't necessarily want to say George Bush left a mess, but Barack Obama inherited what George Bush left. And he had to fix it. And Ryan Poles has to fix what Ryan Pace left. And he can only do that with limited resources because he wants to use that money to fix it his way next season. That's the only thing I came up with.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah, makes sense.
No, actually, it doesn't make sense. And let me tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because you have to have the forethought to say, while I have all this money, while I'm trying to put my vision in, am I sacrificing too much now to the point of no return? Because when you think ahead and look ahead at 2023 free agency, it's like one of the worst free agent crops in the last decade. So you're giving me $110 million in cap, or 12 or 20, whatever it is, just so I can pay Mecole Hardman $20 million? Are we serious right now?
Yeah, I mean, you have the wide receivers is the worst free agency.
And the top 3 linemen, let's keep it 100. Is Orlando Brown coming here?
Nobody's coming here the way we're playing right now unless we overpay.
Is Jack Conklin leaving Cleveland to come here?
Yeah. What y'all have to fail to realize, money talks and bullshit.
Can I get a yes or no? Can I get a yes or no?
You can get them here if you overpay.
Yeah, he'll come here. The right amount of money.
So what did you just say, Frank?
If they overpay, you will get them here. But
and what is he trying not to do? Isn't he trying not to overpay?
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
The thing is this. There's no way on God's green earth that you're going to be able to sit up there and think that you can get everybody at a fucking bargain.
No,
at your price.
Unless you're a Super Bowl.
That's not going to happen. It's never happened in the NFL. It fucking never will. There's always going to be people that you underpay. There's going to be people that you overpay. That's just fucking facts. The thing is, I sort of agree with Terrence said. He's coming in and he is picking up and trying to fix whatever it was that Ryan Pace had. True enough. At the same time, he did mess up with not getting Justin at least adequate plays.
Thanks. Good word, Chris. Good word.
Particularly at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that the season is lost, and the reason why I sit up there and say that is because as easy as they are 2-4, they can be 5-1. The last 3 games we've gonna have a chance to fucking win the game. A lack of execution, and players are not stepping up.
First and play calling. And
play calling. Well, that's part of my lack of execution with the terrible ass play calling. Another thing, Bears got players on his roster. You look at our offensive line right now, technically we starting 3 fucking rookies.
Yeah.
3 fucking rookies. You got a 5th rounder.
And a blind side one, too.
Jenkins and Bourne both were drafted last year, but really didn't get a chance to play extended amount of games. So now you're sitting up there, you got 3 rookies. One of them, which is proven to show that he's looking like he's one of the best offensive linemen in football, not just on the Bears, but in football.
And guess who wanted to trade him? Guess who wanted to get rid of him?
Yeah, there were so many rumors going around talking about, oh, they looking to trade this guy. Oh, he's not getting it done at left tackle. Oh, they switching on the right tackle. Now he's at right guard. Reminds me of another former Bear that we used to have.
Kyle Long.
Exactly. From Oregon. That started out supposed to be this tackle. Then they moved his ass to guard. Became a 2-time, 3-time Pro Bowler. Until they moved his ass back to fucking tackle.
And then he got hurt.
Can we address that?
That?
Why is he saving that money at the expense of Fields?
Well, actually, how much money do they have right now?
Ryan Poles did not draft Fields. they are. I feel like they're sacrificing the season, and not necessarily Fields, but Pace put Fields in place. So
See,
Poles has Fields now, and why the fuck you gonna give him up? You might as well play him. You got him, but it just don't look good though because that line is so terrible.
Well, I'm blaming some of that. Tell you the truth, Ryan Poles, he may have sit up there and got the players in there, but I'm blaming the coach as far as putting the players in the game.
And
Ryan
yes.
Poles has no fucking call on who's fucking playing. First of all, Braxton Jones, your ass to be out. I'll put fucking Riley Reef in. I'll put Schofield until Whitehair gets back at left guard. Center, Mustapha, your ass is out of there. I'll put Dieter Eisland or try to see what Patrick can do. If Patrick fucks up, put Dieter Eisland in there. At right guard, we straight. At right tackle right now, Bourne is playing okay from time to time. Yeah. At the wide receiver, I'm waiting to see what N'Keal Harry can do. Guy's a first-round talent. Sometimes all you need is a change of scenery. I'm not sitting up here expecting him to come in and be a world beater, but he does give you something that we seriously lack, and that's a big body wide receiver. That
he's 6'5",
I actually am going to lean into that in a little bit.
Neil, where the fuck his name is? I'd much rather see him catch that shit than Darnell.
But see, before you go on to the wide receiver, go back to the line play. This is the same guy that gave us Dakota Dozier, and we were supposed to do jumping jacks. Now, I will say, he went and picked up Dakota Dozier, and we were like, why? Like,
no, I wasn't saying to that.
Oh, I think you were saying to the jumping jacks.
I was saying to this. Poles absolutely has his guys. No, he don't.
That might be his guy.
He has these bargain basement dudes playing, and I know
those could be his guys.
I think he's saying like these are the guys.
Not his guys. Those are the dudes that came in on a let's see what you're gonna do on this contract. That's what that is. They aren't necessarily his guys.
So if you bring in a bunch of fringe players on some, let me see what you're gonna do. What's the best a fringe player could be? Make the active 53 because they're definitely not going to be star material. They're fringe players, meaning they're on the way out.
Those players are, let's make this season competitive and your ass is gone after the season players. That's what they are.
And we can all on this panel say, as much as we cannot stand Matt Nagy, that team, as was constructed last year, is actually a better team than this year. Constructed. We have to be able to say that.
I mean, the only reason why we can sit up there and say that is because of the price of the players that they had on there, the quality of players. I mean, you had a Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, those type of players, Eddie Goldman, those type of players. I
was just looking at the, like you said, not just the star power, but the star power with the production. Because like it's no secret, fellas. If you want to win, you got to pay for the better players. Nobody's coming up in here with the Bad News Bears winning the World Series on some fluke type stuff. This ain't the movies.
But you know what I think that we're
trying to do this season.
But that's not what we're saying. We're saying in order to evaluate what you need from Justin Fields properly, you have to be able to put something in front of him. He has so many obstacles. I saw a stat that I argued with somebody basically for 30 minutes about some analytical thing about him having 3.42 seconds or something like that. I said, if he says hikes and roll out and still have the ball,
he's running for his life. That counts.
That counts. That doesn't mean
he has somebody in his face in 1.5 seconds.
Right. That doesn't mean he has a complete 4 seconds to stand in the pocket and just.
Yeah.
No, he definitely.
I don't believe in analytics. Fuck that shit. That shit ain't shit.
I go by what I see. I don't believe in
fucking nerds that they're allowed to get into sport.
I'm going to say this about analytics, and this will be the end of it. Analytics is the reason why Pete Carroll should be fired and Russell Wilson don't have 2 Super Bowls. That's what analytics is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's also stupidity.
Period.
Well, we see is an inadequate line that cannot block.
That's a good word.
Doesn't have 3.42, 0.567 seconds, whatever the fuck you just said. He doesn't have that. So he's running for his life.
Okay, so tell me this: you guys put your coaching hats on. As a coach, You seeing what's happening to your damn quarterback right now. When would you have made a change on the offensive line?
Week 3.
Yeah.
Agreed. Week 3.
Yeah.
After week 3, yeah.
So not only, I mean, I know we putting a lot on Ryan Poles as far as the players that he get. You can only get what you can sit up there and
You
sign.
got people out
But
there.
at the same time, we have to put some of that on Matt Eberflus, because how the fuck can you watch week in and week out your quarterback get his ass tagged the way he's getting his ass tagged and haven't even thought about sitting up there putting somebody else in a different position? The only reason why their line is shuffling shit just a little bit is because a player got fucking injured. Otherwise, we'll be still in fucking whatever week this is with fucking Lucas Patrick and Tevin Jenkins, who is showing that he's one of the better offensive linemen in the league, let alone the best offensive lineman on your fucking squad, but you're subbing his ass in and out.
Here's some numbers. Here's some numbers. Pressures, 20. That would be Braxton Jones giving up in 6 games. Second amongst tackles. Lucas Patrick, 16 pressures given up at guard, right? Third. Sam Mustipher. They don't even put the number down because he leads the NFL in pressure.
I can't even imagine what that number is.
And then, yet Tevin Jenkins is a top 5 offensive lineman in the NFL at his position. And that's the person they actually wanted to get rid of. This is what I'm saying, y'all, about Poles. I'm not saying that he might not be a hatchet man or a hedge fund guy, good with numbers, whatever. But now I'm starting to wonder, can he truly evaluate talent? Because what I see right now is I see a true disconnect about what football players look like and what analytical people look like. Because analytics can tell you Sam Mustipher got all the measures, but I'm telling you that boy sucks. He's terrible. And I've never really put that type of emphasis on an NFL player. Hey, he made it to the pros, so he's got to be better than the most. But on that level, man, come on. If I'm Justin Fields, I'm walking in that locker room and I'm saying I'm not taking another snap until 67 is out the game. And I would stand on that.
I'll put it to you like this. At the end of the day, I can't judge Poles until next season. I can't honestly, I can't judge him. I think when he's going to putting the guys in, I know one thing, I can sit up there and say, why is the coach playing these players when you got other players, veteran players, on the fucking bench?
I just told you why. I just told you why.
Play. Well, I know that's one way. I mean, shit, Schofield, his ass ain't making too much money, so
no, but Schofield's a little older, but
yeah, Schofield's no comparison to Reef.
Right, but
he's not. But what I'm sitting up there saying is he's better than fucking Patrick at fucking left guard. You can't.
Anybody's better than Lucas Patrick right now.
They have statistics that Braxton Jones is the second worst left tackle in football.
20
Patrick
pressures,
is the second worst left guard in football, and
16.
Mustipher is the worst fucking center in football. And then what killed me was fucking Thursday, y'all ran a run play, but you ran to be side on the weakest side of y'all fucking line. For what?
Surprise.
But that's another thing, fellas, where I say ineptitude with GM and coach play, because now a smart, driven, veteran coach, hey, guess what you got on your team, y'all? You have a fullback. Guess what else you got on your team? David Montgomery. Fullback, Montgomery, 1 yard equals touchdown.
At least the first down. At least the first down.
No, this was when they were like on the 1 yard line.
I know. It was 4th and inches on the 1 yard line. So technically it more than likely would have been a touchdown.
Like, what? But see, this is what I'm trying to say. When you have the ineptitude of some of these I want to be the smartest guy in the room type people, this is what you get. Because there was something to be said about culture. We all play sports to some degree to different various levels. But there was something about that coach that just had that eye for talent or just had that grit, that gut, that knew what he was talking about. As opposed to what Chris likes to say, the egghead nerd is sitting up there calculating. The next thing you know, Justin's sitting on top of his head again.
Yeah.
Shotgun quarterback draws from the 1 yard line. Behind that same side. Like, why do you do this? But
right behind Mustipher, too.
But then you look on the sideline and all you see is Eberflus with the Chucky face and then the rah, 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 rah. Like, dude, you're not even coaching for real. Like, what are we really talking about? Like, that's why I said we need to start having some real talk with some real people, because there's a lot of bull going on. But when you listen out there and You put your feelers out in the world. It's a lot of things in Hallis Hall where people like, man, why did y'all choose these people?
Well, one thing I would say too, where I think a lot of people, everybody in the comments and us here on this panel, I think we are passionate Bears fans. One reason why we all knew coming to the season that this supposed to have been a shitty fucking season.
Yeah.
But
we still want to win.
Being people that love the city, that love this city, love this team, we sort of upset because not only, it's not like the Bears are getting their ass whooped.
No,
they're in these fucking games. And I think that's what's really pissing us off and driving us more, because we're seeing games that we can fucking win, but we're not fucking winning them.
Exactly, Sharif.
We see games that we can win, but we're not winning them. So it's agitating everybody. We're looking at every little thing, which we should be looking at every little thing, and it's pissing us off. Easy.
So think of it like this. If we see it, they always say they see it. But how come when they see it, they don't make adjustments?
Exactly, Anthony. We could be 5-1 right now.
Like, you cannot tell me that 31 other teams would sit up there and be like, if you don't cut Sam Mustipher, like literally, how is it? Like, does he have pictures of somebody?
Oh, like, he got pictures of somebody. He got pictures of Ryan.
There's other things I can say, but I won't.
I'm dead serious, guys. Because any other job in the world, if we seen the type of stuff he's doing with his job and other jobs, these people would be in the unemployment line.
You know, Sharif just said no adjustments. Actually, that's exactly what the fuck
that's
they
their
do.
Positive thing. They do make good adjustments.
Yeah, they make good adjustments. They do actually way better than the last
game. They did not.
Yeah, they did not.
They don't make adjustments on the offensive side at all.
That's what he's talking
defensive line, they didn't make. I mean, defensively, they didn't make any adjustments, and we ain't even got to the defensive side of the ball yet. If y'all want to transition, because we were talking about the line,
not yet.
But now I think we need to talk about the wide receivers, because now, as we know, Smith Marset got cut. No surprise there. Let's talk about Velvet Jones. Hell, Marset got cut. I know he's a third rounder, but Velvet Jones should be right behind him.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm cutting.
I'm not cutting him.
Like this is the thing with Velvet Jones. I want to see him more.
Hi, I'm Velvet Jones.
Velvet Jones, keep your hands up there and catch a fucking punt. Maybe that would help.
Well, first of all, you got to realize when he was at Tennessee, he did not do punts. He did kickoff return. I don't know why the fuck the Bears keep putting his ass back there punts, because he wasn't really doing punts.
No more. They're not gonna put him back there no more.
But
yeah,
here's the thing.
He wasn't there probably for kickoff.
If you go back to what Tom Waddle said earlier today, Tom Waddle said there's something very telling as to why Velvet Jones has not been on the field in an offensive capacity, primarily besides those little drags and the little dump play. Because the word on the street is he cannot run routes. He's got this world-class speed and cannot run routes and get open. But we don't blame Poles for not seeing that. 3 years at USC and he only had 35 catches and 1 touchdown in 3 years.
You said it like it's 25. You said it like it's a fact.
At Tennessee.
You're not. It's not a fact. That's just some shit that Tom Waddle was thinking. In the
I'm gonna say, hey, put it this way: somebody that's been on that field and knows why you can't get on the field. I'm gonna listen a little bit more than I am to some normal fans talking about some. But he runs a 4.3. He had the second fastest 40 for the receiver. I don't care. He can't get on the field, and that's telling you something. If you don't wake up, take the beer bear goggles off, and start listening to what's really going on, we all gonna be sitting up here with the what they call it, the wool over our eyes.
That's one thing that I would never cut I wouldn't cut a rookie that you spent that high of a draft pick on. I mean, obviously the guy.
I'm being facetious when I say cut him, but what I'm alluding to is polls and scouting of Velvet Jones. When we talked, some of us did. You had Alex Pierce that was available. Chris, me and you loved Alex Pierce coming out of Cincinnati. He over there in the Colts doing his thing. He doing his thing. That's a mistake, and that's what I'm saying. You're trying to hit these late home runs with these I'm the smartest guy in the room ass picks, and the boy can barely play football. And the one thing he's supposed to be good at.
He can barely play. The thing is like someone mentioned before, You're not putting them in the right position to sit up there to succeed. It's just that simple.
What's the right position? He can run one route.
One thing that my coach always sit up there and said, and it goes true in life. Know your fucking personnel. When you know your fucking personnel, things will be a lot damn better. It'll be a lot easier on you. If you know the boy, if he got one goddamn route, if all he can do is run a fucking 9 route, then goddamn it, put him out there when you need somebody to run a fucking 9 route. And maybe that's what they do.
But then he comes in, everybody knows the fucking play.
Because
everybody knows he's got to run the 9 route, so they bracket him over the top.
And this is the thing with him.
That's going to be somebody else open.
We're going to keep saying like he can't run routes. Who on this fucking team can run routes? Nobody can run routes. Nobody is good. But I'm going to say one name.
Can run routes. I'll tell you 3 people that can run routes. I'll tell you 3 people that can run routes.
They can't get separation.
Because I'll tell you what, Pettis be open a lot. Now he seems.
I will give you that. Pettis can run routes.
But he can't fucking catch.
He's like 70-30 with the catches, though. He like 70-30.
This is a name I want to bring up too, because it kind of irritated me, and I was talking to somebody close to him the last few days too. Who is the only wide receiver on this team who has not dropped the pass?
St. Brown.
EQ.
Thank you.
EQ.
Thank you.
But he don't get any targets.
Who is our best blocking wide receiver? St. Brown.
St. Brown.
EQ.
He's our biggest wide receiver. St. Brown. Why the fuck did he not play in the fourth quarter in those last 3 drives? He wasn't on the field once.
No, they put
that 17 guy who was
Mooney
just
and Smith Marset. And again, that's what I'm telling you. When you that close to the red zone, you don't put Velvet in the game for his speed. You don't put EQ for the Alshon Jeffrey jump ball. Yeah. You put in Smith Marset. That's telling. That's saying a lot.
And St. Brown's a pretty good route runner too. At least that's either saying that Getsy or Eberflus do not trust him with that package in the red zone, or they just don't know what they're doing.
I think B. They just don't know what they're doing.
He's 6'5" and has a 37-inch vertical. Throw the ball.
I sit up there saying, or what they could be doing, because you look at some of the play callers and it does suck. They could be sabotaging this fucking season.
I was thinking that too. Sometimes with the play
calling, you got to think about it.
You are really playing for a better draft.
Hey, you're not that far off with that.
I don't think any.
That's called tanking, right?
Is gonna tank. No.
This is what I'm saying.
Tank. They just don't want to get caught tanking.
What I'm sitting up there saying is this: the players are gonna go out there, and they're going to, because they're competitive, they're gonna go out there to play. So coaches can give certain fucking plays where they know the shit ain't gonna work. Prime example, when you get a ball to fucking goddamn what's the boy name? Number 24, Herbert. After he just ran 65 fucking yards.
He was tired.
Then you come in 2 plays.
It felt like you were trying to reward him
to run on your weakest side of your fucking offensive line.
And if you wanted to win that game, you would have put Montgomery in.
On 4th down.
4th and 1.
But that's what we're saying. So that's why it's even more frustrating, because if let's say that is the case, then when it comes up for contract time and you say, well, David Montgomery didn't have the yardage or the touchdowns to warrant $6-7 million. Duh, because they didn't let him get it. Well, we're not going to keep Epinonia St. Brown because he didn't have enough receptions and targets. Duh, he wasn't in the game. And that's what I'm saying. When you play that Russian roulette type of stuff with these coaches, it's always deeper than that. And that's why I said I hate to get into the politics of sports. But your job is what? Herm Edwards said it best. You play to win the game. Period, point blank. If you're not playing to win the game, what are we out here for? Because you get that number 1 pick, what you really gonna do with it? I'm thinking he'll probably draft the best lineman from Alabama or some dumb stuff.
Well, like, too, if he drafts any offensive lineman with that number 1 pick with that first round pick, something's wrong with him, because you have absolutely shit in the free agency pool as far as when it comes down to receiver.
No. Let me break it down. I got you, brother. Let's see. Quentin Nelson ain't going to get him. Orlando Brown ain't going to get him. Eric McCoy, 24-year-old center, ain't going to get him. Mike Gesicki at tight end, 26, ain't going to get him. Mecole Hardman, that's what they'll probably get.
Nah, well, you know something, like I said, You never know what other teams' books look like. So I wouldn't. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
it's public knowledge. We can look it up.
I can't sit up there and say that they won't get this player and they won't get that player. They may have to pay a little bit more than what the other team can. But that's the thing. When you got $100 and some goddamn $1 million, you can sit up there and you can do that.
And I'm not debating that, but at the same time, like the only saving grace that I'll give him right now, as far as line play, we don't really know what we could have with Alex Leatherwood. We really don't, because he was a first round pick that the Raiders cut early. He was only there 1 year. But if you go back, remember, Nick Saban was like, wait a minute, they picked him in the first round? That's his own coach. And they're sitting there like, you picked this guy? So maybe he could be that left guard you're looking for. I damn sure ain't gonna put him in left tackle, because that didn't work for him the first time. So unless he just miraculously got better and the light went on, I don't know. But
but then again, we are talking about the fucking Raiders, so we're not talking about an organization that's known for developing players.
Well, true, but that's why I said that might be the one saving grace. But at the same time, you still got all this money with a bunch of C-listers that's probably going to be available in the free agency.
Since we jumped over to the offensive side of the ball, I figured that we would go ahead and kick this off. So for you all that don't know, Post-it notes is something that we come up with, something that someone posted, and basically we talk about it, especially if it's a stupid ass post. But this one isn't necessarily stupid. This one is facts.
But let me fill my whiskey up for this one. Hold on.
It kind of spiraled out of control. Now, JB alluded to it earlier. And, you know, we don't like to see a grown man lose his job, but he just wasn't getting the job done. Yeah, he was dropping passes. He, in the Vikings game,
hit him in the face.
He got the ball just took from him. They took it. It wasn't no fumble as far as I saw. They took the ball.
He got Debo'd.
Yeah,
pretty much. My boy, Coke.
Pretty much.
My grandmama gave me that chain.
Got his shit took.
And he ran away like the beep, beep, beep.
You know, hopefully he can catch on with another team and hold on to it. Y'all see what I did there? Y'all didn't pick that up.
We got the play on words. We caught it. Hold on.
right. So anyway, this post kind of spiraled way out of control. Like, people were glad to see this dude lose his job. Like,
well, it's because Bears fans are passionate, and when he had that ball taken away, like he was enemy number one right there in Chicago. But then he got a chance to redeem himself. By redeeming himself, he dropped 3 passes on 4 targets the next game. I mean, I like shit.
Now that pass in the Commanders game,
right in his face.
Your face mask can't catch, dog. That doesn't catch for you.
Hands got to go in to catch a pass like this.
Yeah, you got to put your hands up and at least attempt to corral the football. Yeah, your face mask doesn't do it for you, dog. So, So a lot of people they seemed happy about him losing his job, but I mean, after those scenes, it's kind of hard not to be somewhat relieved that he.
But where's that same energy with other people that are doing the same things?
Exactly.
There's a lot of people.
Exactly. Should Dante Pettis be gone?
I mean, he is a good route runner.
I say the jury's still out on him. The jury's still out on him.
The only reason why Dante Pettis is probably still on this team is because he's good at special teams.
Yeah,
if he wasn't good at special teams, Dante Pettis has to probably be gone by now. There's a reason why this young man has been on multiple squads in a number of years. His hands are not good. I mean, we've got people that's ragging on Justin.
And bricks.
Would you say 60-40 or 70-30? What would you say? 65-35?
I say 60-40.
60-40? That's not good enough in the NFL.
He dropped one. He dropped one the last damn game. That was right there. And people was like,
Oh,
he threw the ball. Justin threw the ball to the ground. No, it hit his ass right there. And
did you see my mom with the conspiracy theory?
Made a deal with the Vikings.
Hey,
let's hope that's not true.
Minnesota next week. The league need to take an investigation into that shit.
Right.
I was gonna say, let's hope that's not true because we got Harry playing this week versus the Patriots.
Now this is
you can't do that. He can catch lightning in a bottle.
That we've already discussed, but I mean it remains true. Sam Mustafa should be gone.
Thank you. And
oh my God.
I think he should have been gone after week 2. If he even should have made the team. I still feel he only made the team is because our drafting center that we got hurt. I still felt like he was cut if that guy
I think he's still
because he was you talking about the kid from Illinois. He's supposed to be a project.
Kramer. Project, yeah, second string. He wasn't going to start, but then Patrick got hurt too.
But here's something else that's telling, fellas. Lucas Patrick is nice and healed up now, and he's still not taking reps of center.
I wish that's why, like, I want to ask Herb if that was ever brought up with questions, which I'm sure it has millions upon millions of times. Like, what is your reasoning for keeping Mustafa in there right now when Patrick's not playing that good either? Don't get me wrong, but he is going to be a better center, at least because he can actually read defense.
I don't know. I really
Mustafa, people get in the backfield before Mustafa even gets his fat ass up off of the ground. People are already behind him.
So we beat up on this line enough. We'll talk about it some more when Herb comes. But I kind of want to talk about the David Montgomery situation, and then Eberflus saying that, oh, well, we're going to go with whoever's hot at the time.
Hot hand, that was some
talking about the running backs.
Right.
He made one run.
Why haven't we been doing that?
But he pisses me off because the same time he's contradicting himself because Monty was having a hell of a game and he took him out and let Herbert score.
Right. So why the fuck haven't we been doing that? Why are we taking these guys out? That's working too well. Let's do this. That's what That's what the old coach did. When something was working well, okay, let's stop doing that. Let's do something else.
We're getting too predictable. Well, predictably stop it then.
They can't stop the shit. Who cares?
Everybody knew Saquon Barkley was getting that ball against the Giants game.
When their quarterback went out and you still didn't think he was getting the ball. I mean, seriously. He was playing quarterback, people. He wasn't going to throw the ball.
And I'm not saying that other of the third, like, let's keep it 100. There's only like
1,000, man. We're not keeping it.
Let's keep it 1,000. Well, I like to say $1. I'm from the city, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, let's keep it $1.
Let's keep it $1. But it's only like 6 to maybe 8 elite teams in the NFL. And I say elite only because like 16 teams make the playoffs. What is it, 16, Chris, or 14 now? It's 14 teams make the playoffs now, right?
14.
7-7. So it's only like 6 real elite teams. But then you got the mid-tier teams that one year they surprise you. Like the Bengals.
It ain't even 6.
Well, I can maybe 4 or 5. But you still got them other teams that were in similar predicaments as the Bears have been in previous years, but they seem to turn it around. They seem to get it right. They get a person here or there. What is it that we can't get right?
There's one right there.
Yeah, that is not an elite team. I'm sorry.
They seem
right there.
They have an elite running back, and they know how to use them.
But they're getting it right, and they're turning it around because of the coach that they have.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: that was the coach.
Eagles. Look at the Eagles last year. Look at the Eagles last year. They went to the playoffs last year with a rookie coach and some spotty people. Remember, Jalen Hurts can't play quarterback. He's all he can do is run.
They got him weapons. They got him weapons.
And one of the top offensive lines in the whole NFL. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. Other teams kind of show you the mold, with the exception of the Rams, because all the Rams showed you was we could spend a lot of money, win one. Now we're in trouble. But hell, I'd rather sacrifice and win one than win none. Hell, at this point, Tampa Bay showed you spend a little money, get a little less. Hey, instead of taking 12, buddy, take 10 and we'll get you on the back end. You build a team. Why can't we do that here? Why?
Because we're the Bears.
We keep getting these egghead assholes that think they know better because they can crunch numbers on a goddamn computer, and they don't know shit. They don't know their ass from their foot in the ground when it comes to football. And it's real sickening, Mom. I apologize for my language, but I'm getting heated.
And heated.
You know,
Because
JP getting heated.
They can drinking that whiskey.
Hey, look, we can all go down to that field right now, and we would have won that Giants game. We could have all went down the field right now, and we probably would have won that Vikings game. Just us four on here coaching. Sometimes I just figure like
I couldn't stop Saquon.
Guess
Saquon
what?
blow my ass over.
Hey, guess what?
I'd wrap his ass up though.
Guess what? That's okay, because I would have came right back and we would have scored. We would have scored. The same thing they doing to us do to them. But we don't put ourselves in that position. Like you said, Chris, what do we got? Like 3 one-score game losses? 5-1. Easily.
All of them except the Packers, pretty much, wasn't it?
No, the Packers was a blowout.
I'm saying other than the Packers.
Hey, I take that back. No. I think the Packers got out of hand because they were overwhelmed. Because Aaron Rodgers didn't play good. They just had a 200-some yards rushing.
CU. Can you put up CU's comment?
Who is CU?
Well, I have to.
Yes, or saw you. Sorry. It's not happening. Why the hell would he want to come here? There's no shot.
I would take OBJ, but we're not going to get him.
Odell's not going to go to a team where he's going to be a number one because he can't be a number one anymore. He would still be a number one here in Chicago, but he is going to go back to LA possibly. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Think so.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just saying that's on the list. But it's going to be Buffalo, Green Bay, or even possibly Tampa.
Nope.
Possibly Tampa.
I'll tell you who it is. It's Buffalo, it's Dallas, or it's the Saints. I'm saying
he hates Jerry Jones. He hates Jerry Jones.
I'm telling you, that's going to be because it makes the most sense.
And Dallas doesn't pay money. They only play with all their draft picks.
Bingo,
Anthony.
they only
get their draft
we
picks.
do not have talent on this team. We do not have.
A person like OBJ not going to come here to lose.
No, OBJ's not going to come to a project.
Come here with a bunch of busters, man.
And we're not going to pay him $20 million coming off a double ACL injury.
I wouldn't want him. I wouldn't want him.
I'll put it to you like this. It's not that we don't have talent. Because if you make it to the NFL, you got talent. The thing is, we don't have top-notch talent. We don't have those game breakers. There's guys that's talented on the squad. We just don't have that top-notch talent. I mean, NFL, they got talent.
Most of our talent is on the defensive side of the ball, though, and mainly in the secondary. That's where most of our talent lies.
Really?
But think about it. Our front seven is trash. It's trash. Our front five on the offensive side, trash.
Well, you said most of it on the defensive side.
Secondary.
I'm glad you brought up the five. You said the defensive side as well, right? You said that as well? Okay. And we were talking about if we do pull out, say, a top 5 pick, top 3 pick, what's going to stop them from going out and getting an elite pass rusher too, though? We don't have a damn thing that can get to a quarterback. And you are not going to be successful in the NFL if you can't put pressure on a quarterback. It's already shown with the Patriots, who just won with a freaking high school quarterback, won that many games because the defense is playing well. And nobody is pressuring him because they have a great offensive line.
But that's what I remember. I told you all at the beginning of the year. I said, "Hey, Candace, that's the comment of the year, Candace. If we get season ticket,
that's funny.
That's hilarious.
Hey, now put up Jesse's comment. Put up Jesse's comment because I got something to say about that.
Jesse?
Yeah. Now, this is the thing. The 3 worst goddamn offensive units all came from Green Bay. All the coaches.
Yeah, I know. Is
it crazy?
That just shows it is Aaron Rodgers. It's nothing else.
It's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron
nothing
Rodgers.
else.
And another thing,
can't coach, Getty can't coach. Nothing.
What I want to touch on one more thing before we switch over to the defensive side of the ball. Someone was saying this, and I strongly believe it. if they allow Justin Fields to audible and change things at the line of scrimmage.
I agree with that. I hate it
Instead of sitting up there telling him, okay, you know, a whole fucking blitz coming to the left side, but fuck it, we still gonna run it to the fucking left side. Let him audible and call things at the line. That's what the greats do. You see Aaron Rodgers, he does that. Tom Brady, they do that. Some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL are able to audible at the fucking line of scrimmage, depending on what it is that they see. And that's what you allow. Allow him to play. I don't mind Justin Fields fucking up. He's gonna fuck up.
You're young.
But let him fuck up the way he can fuck up. Let him play loose and free. Don't put no fucking handcuffs on that boy. Let him fucking do him.
Peyton Manning was audible in his rookie year, and you saw the shit show that he had his rookie year. And in the situation now is these quarterbacks have mics in their freaking ears now.
It's not about that, Anthony. You can still audible. It doesn't matter the time. Shit, if I know a blitz coming to the fucking left, I'm not going to run some shit to the left.
Exactly. You
audible. That's when he should have the authority.
If you see
but that's when he should have the authority to audible is when he sees that. Because now, here we are. Justin's looking like, wait, are you sure? Like, you don't see this dude saying crash, crash, crash because he's about to blitz? Run the play, run the play. All right.
Justin Fields is a smart guy. He is a 4.0 student at Ohio State. Yeah, I looked that shit up. Like, he can read defenses if you give him the chance to read them. I don't freaking care if he's a rookie. In this case, his second year, which is still like his rookie year. Anybody should be able to audible.
This is why I said this is how I know the kid's smart. The kid would literally get in a fucking media session and tell you exactly what fucking defense that they were running.
Yeah.
Most fucking quarterbacks can't even do that. They can't tell you what motherfucking defense was running. You're like, oh yeah, that play? Yeah, well, they were in a robber. Or they were playing cover 2.
Breaking news.
I reading that.
We have someone who actually knows shit because we don't. We've been waiting for him so we could ask him the questions that we don't know the fucking answers to.
You know, right? We've been talking like heck we know shit all this time.
Hey, you know what? Damn that. I know some shit. I ain't calling in no more.
We know common sense.
Come on, bro.
Stop it.
Hey.
Stop it, man. Y'all watch the same tape I watch. Y'all know shit.
Thank you, Herb. I appreciate that, man.
You know more shit than we do.
I get a little bit more access. More access.
And that's what we need to fucking not freaking shoot ourselves.
Hey, a little bit is a lot.
What's good with y'all? How y'all feeling?
Hey, we good, Herb. How you doing, man?
How you doing,
man? Hey, Herb, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not feeling too great, man.
Yeah,
I'm not. I see that shit show in Hallis Hall, man. I need some clarity, man. You got to help me out.
Ready for this beautiful weekend? I mean, if that's some good news.
Listen, man, I think that letting this team get you in that space is just not what's up, JB. Like
it's not healthy.
It's not surprising. Like I know at some point between like the spring and like week 1, we got into this mythical space of what could be with the 2022 Bears, and I don't know where that came from. I know when it happened.
The Bears beating the 49ers. Right? That's what happened.
No. It was before that because people started predicting these 10, 11, and 12-win seasons. I'm like,
that guy above you to the left.
Where is that coming from?
I did say though, battle for 500 though. So.
I had goggles on. I took those fucking goggles off.
Hey, T, just
I see this team for what it is.
Listen,
this team is not good.
I had them winning at least 6 games. At most was 9 games. But somehow, like right before the season started, we were up at 10, 11, 12. And it's like, this team? With who? Like, what offensive line? What wide receivers? Like, who are we talking about? You know what I mean? And so
I think we were just hoping that this coaching staff
you know
would be
what,
able to
Herb?
what you have.
If the offensive guru was somewhat smart, we'd be at least 5-1 right now.
We could be 5-1. That's how bad it is.
Right.
And that's what's pissing people off, and that's what's giving us hope. Is because we look at our last 3 games and we sit up there saying, "Damn, we could have won all 3 of them, but we fucking lost." Lack of execution.
It was a fifth, my brother. It was a fifth, my brother. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like what I'm saying is these things that we're seeing from them that is costing them games. These little small things that's costing them games. Those are things that we kind of should have been able to foresee. You're depending on a lot of young players at key positions, right? And when you do that, they're going to make their mistakes, right? So we heard you take Kyler Gordon, and we heard Flus talking all offseason about he's playing one of those hot spots in terms of being the nickel in that corner too. Then he got his ass cooked for 3-4 weeks, right? And I think Kyler's going to be fine. I think Kyler's going to be just fine, that he can be the player that we all hope that he would be. I think he's still kind of saying to that. But he was being picked on. He was being targeted. Those first 3-4 weeks, he was getting his ass cooked. Last 2 weeks, he's played a little bit better, and I think he's going to continue to get better. But you got to grow through those growing pains, and that's the same for Velus Jones. That's the same for Braxton Jones.
Wait, that's the same for who?
For Velus Jones, Braxton Jones, and what?
What are we looking for Velvet Jones?
Velvet? What is that, Velvet?
No, I'm dead serious right now because what I heard earlier, and we can share that later.
Sure.
He should have never even been drafted.
I don't know if I agree with that, right? I've seen the things from him that caused them to draft him. He has elite speed, and he has it with size on him, and it translates onto the field. You can see his speed on the field. He's not just a track guy. Now, did he muff 2 kicks in critical situations? Absolutely. But when the ball is in his hands, he can make a difference. We saw him in the kick return. He had a 33-yarder against the Vikings. We saw him pick up a first down We saw him pick up a first down on a bubble screen on the offense. Like he can do those things. But number one job for any returner is to secure the rock. Right now, he can't do that. I asked him in the locker room after the game on Thursday. I said, bro, is this starting to get in your head? Is infecting your confidence? Are you thinking about this shit when you're going back? And he kept it a buck. He's like, yeah, it's in my head. He's like, I'm trying to keep it out of my head, but it's in there. And that's the last thing you want your returner doing is thinking about dropping the ball when it's on his way back there. So I don't see how Hightower can keep putting him back there, right? But I think that as he works through this thing, same way Kyler did, same way Braxton did, same way Justin is doing, I think that once he gets through this thing, he still is going to have some traits that you can't teach.
Hey, Herb, I get all that, and I'm not even talking about the punts because he only did it for one season. I'm not even – that's bad, but I'm not worried about that. My thing is, like Tom Water alluded to earlier, why can't this elite level speed guy get on the field in the regular offense? Why can't he get more than a 1-yard pass?
Sure.
It's to the point where if you see him in the game, it's a 95% chance he's getting the ball thrown to him.
Yeah, but listen, that's where I was coming into the season. A lot of people were enamored with his potential in terms of being a guy to stretch the field. I never really saw that for him. Not in year one. What I see is a guy, get him the ball right now. Like right now. If he's in the slot and that nickel corner is 6, 7, 8 yards off, that should be automatic. Snap it, throw it to him. Let him break that tackle or let him pick up the 5 or 6 right now. I never thought like he was a polished route runner or he's going to route some guys up. I don't really see that from him. Not right now. Not at this point in his development. Right now, bubble screens, jet sweeps, shovel passes, get that kid the ball in space, let him do what he can do right now. Hopefully he develops into
sounds like what they did to Devin Hester. I don't want to see that again.
You don't want to see Devin Hester again?
No, we
don't want to see on the bubble screens and all that. I want to see him go out and catch the ball like he did at Tennessee on some flies and some posts.
Yeah, I don't really see that. I'm not this year. Again, hopefully he can develop into that, right? And hopefully he can be that guy that becomes a difference maker for you. Ideally, Velus Jones should be your 4th, 5th receiver. That ain't a dude that you should be like, yo, he needs to be our number 2, our number 3 receiver. Ideally, listen, in a perfect world, and N'Keal Harry's about to come back, right? He was a first-round pick, all of that. Ideally, he should be better than Darnell Mooney, right? So if he can come in and he can push Mooney down, and then in the offseason, either via the draft or free agency, you get a legitimate number 1. Imagine going into next year where Mooney's your 3rd best receiver, right? Where he's only in the slot as your 3rd best receiver. He's going to be cooking dudes in there, right? Having Mooney as your number 1 receiver, and it's not a knock to him. I like Darnell Mooney. I think he's a good football player. He's going to get the most out of his God-given ability. But a number 1, nah, you put Mooney on the Rams, he's 3rd, 4th. You put Mooney on the Bengals, he's 3rd, 4th. Vikings, 3rd, 4th. Like that's where he should be if you're talking about him being a true difference maker on a good offense. On a bad offense, he's your number 1 receiver. Not cool.
And that's what this is. But
right. But if you can get Mooney down to 3, then you're gonna get Velus at like 4 or 5, and it's all about the packages. When you can give him the ball, can you get Velus the ball in his hands 12 times in the game? Maybe 3, 4 kick returns, 4 or 5 bubble screens, shovel passes, jet sweeps. You give him the ball 12 times in space, I think he's gonna make 2 big plays for you. That's it.
Why use that now when you have a person like an Alex Pierce who's over in Indianapolis killing, who was available for us? We didn't need a gimmick. We needed a receiver.
Wait, who did you say?
Alex Pierce from Cincinnati. You know, I told you I was big on George Pickens.
I wanted George Pickens too, and he was there.
I wanted Pickens too.
Yeah, he was there. They didn't do that, and so we are where we are. And so what I'm saying is, right now, I'm not giving up on the kid. I'm just recognizing who and what he is and what he can actually do. Right? All this idealistic stuff about what he could be and should be, whatever. Here's what he actually is.
So Paul sold us a dream, is what you're saying.
That's what they all do. That's what GMs do. I believe in the kid. I drafted him. So I believe in him. I'm going to tell you he the shit. Cool. Even the coaches, right? When he dropped the first punt against the Giants, they come in there in the press conferences all week, and they like, well, hell, that's Velus Jones back there. So that's Velus. Who the fuck is Velus Jones?
Yeah, I know. It's Velvet.
They was talking about him like he was Devin Hester. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then 2 weeks later, he does it again. And so again,
Velus Jones.
They gonna sell you on that. And it's not a knock. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sound as down on him. Like, I really think I think he's fine if you use him for what he can do. If you want him to be out there, Marvin Harrison, Isaac Bruce routing duels, you bugging in my opinion. That's not what he's here for. That ain't what he can do.
But if you want God, I always call him Velvet.
Velus.
I always call him Velvet. I always will call him.
Hi, I'm Velvet Jones.
If you want him to be effective that way, you need to have wide receiving talent around him, and that we don't have.
Clearly,
100%. They don't have it. They don't have it right now. So, you know, again, you go into the offseason, you got 10, 11 weeks to see what N'Keal Harry is. Again, ideally, in a perfect world, he bumps Darnell Mooney down a spot, right? Or you got a guy down the goal line where you don't get down there on the 5-yard line 3 times, walk away with 0 points. You throw N'Keal Harry a jump ball, he comes down with one of those, right?
I don't understand why we don't do that with St. Brown.
Right. Like I
was going to ask you that question, Herb.
We have that guy.
I was going to ask you that question. Like, was the question brought up in the press conference by any chance? Why wasn't St. Brown in there for the last 3 drives of the game? Was he in the doghouse or something? Like, why? He's, in my opinion, he's the only, it's not even my opinion, he's still the only receiver who has not dropped a pass on this team.
Yeah.
He's got good hands. He's got size, something we don't have on this team.
Yeah, I mean,
why wasn't he in the game?
That should be a package you utilize. Do you get down in that red area? You should see EQ. You should see NQ. You should see Cole Kmet targeted off them. Yeah, right. Absolutely. That's where they should get those guys with the size, the height. Get them in there. Let them body some guys up in the end zone and go get the ball. That if you throw that ball, at the end of the game when Mooney bobbled it, recalled it outside of the end zone, you throw that ball to. Ideally, N'Keal Harry, he should catch it.
He catches it.
Or the St. Brown
should catch it.
I was going to say St. Brown catches that.
Yeah, St. Brown should be in there to catch
it. But let me ask you this before we switch on to this line, Herb.
He won't get in the end zone.
What do we really think? But what do we really think N'Keal, or N'Keal, however you say his name, Harry, is going to be, considering where he came from and who his previous coaches and quarterbacks were?
Sometimes new scenery helps.
Man,
it's true. Sometimes new scenery does work.
And Belichick is not all, you know.
And
what do they call that coach? Something in rainbows or something. He's not the sweetest guy in the world.
Don't think just because like Belichick can't do no wrong, like he's got this outstanding eye for talent, or you know how this shit is. One thing about the NFL and most sports, shit can be political as fuck. You could be in a fucking doghouse because somebody doesn't like you. You can have the world's greatest motherfucking talent, but somebody don't like you. So guess what? The world will never see your talent because they don't like you.
Does
I'm not
Gary not like
this kid
EQ?
to come in and give us fucking 700 yards.
Good question, T. It's a
But
good
he was
question.
a first round pick.
I mean, he must see something about EQ that we don't. Does his breath stink? What?
We're not even talking about
Man,
EQ.
Aaron
We're talking about
Rodgers
EQ
would
and
bench
Perry.
you if your breath stinks.
Belichick,
Yeah,
Josh McDaniels, and Brady all was like, yeah, he ain't got it.
Yeah, listen, he might have came in as a kid with a bit of a big head, first round pick, not willing to do things the Patriot way. And listen, outside of Randy Moss, right, who is Randy
Never
Moss,
had one of those receivers.
they never had that type of dude.
Agreed.
All of their most prolific receivers
I've
were
been short.
fundamentals guys, route
Facts.
guys up, learn the system, try hard kind of guys. Only Randy Moss wasn't a try hard fundamentals type of guy that succeeded in their system. They need you to do things a certain way. And if you aren't doing it a certain way, Brady ain't even looking for you. Bro, I need you to be right here, right now, exactly in that spot. Never mind this jump ball shit. I'm not
and
doing
then
that
Herb,
with you.
how many guys have the Patriots, since you're talking about the Patriot way, how many guys have they actually fucking let go and got rid of and still they went to other teams and been beasts?
Yeah.
Chandler Jones.
Yeah, there were some pretty
Malcolm
good damn good
Butler.
players.
You know, these are all guys that they sit up there that they didn't want to play or they probably didn't like. So they let them get the fuck up out the building. And that was it. I'm not going to judge a kid because he sit up there, oh, well, Bill Belichick. Fuck Bill Belichick. Okay, you're a great coach. I'm not going to sit up there and be like, this kid ain't shit because Bill Belichick couldn't get nothing out of him or he didn't like him.
Hopefully the kid's been humbled and the change of scenery helps him. He's still got the physical attributes. You look at him, dude is huge, right? I remember walking up to Darnell Mooney and I think it was Amir, and I was like, yo, y'all play the same position as this dude? You know what I'm saying? Like he's walking around the locker room. And I'm like,
he's got speed too, man.
He walked past. I'm like, y'all play the same position as him, bro? Dude look like something else. Like he's different. And so ideally, he should be able to use some of that. You want to be able to see some of that. And so we'll see. I mean, I'm not saying he is or he ain't, but we'll see. And ideally, he becomes that kind of guy for you. And then that's again, this season is just about how many questions can you answer for next year. And maybe he's one of those answers. And then he can be coming to the season. You still need a legit number one. I'm not saying he's ever going to be that. I'm not banking on that at all. But if he can be a solid number two for you, you still got to go get you a number one in the draft for free agency. Then you got him. You got the legit number one, and Kill number two. Moon is your third. You got Velas as your gadget. Now
don't forget Pringle, because Pringle's under contract for 2 years, right?
He is, and he should be able to help you too, right? And so now you're talking about having 4 or 5 solid guys that you can actually do something with in their proper slots, right? Not 3s as 1s, not 5s as 2s, right? But 5s as 5s and 4s as 4s. And so, you know, if you can get there, you could a lot can change in one offseason.
Yeah, I honestly that was said perfectly with the.
You made me feel a little better
with the Patriots situation because Belichick and the Patriots have a very, very unique system where they don't really need a number one type receiver. I mean, they never did. They lived off small slot back type receivers other than Randy Moss.
No elite receivers, no elite running backs. That's not.
Yeah, nothing. They just have a smothering system that always works for them.
Do they have an elite tight end?
They had one for 10 years.
Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, a long time they had one.
Shit, they actually had 2 for a minute.
Yeah, that's true. But
I remember that one,
Mr. Hernandez, God rest his soul.
Rest his soul.
Is Cole Kmet elite? No. Or does he have potential to be elite?
You're breaking Frank's heart, man.
Listen, I came into the season, I said I'm going to give Cole 8 or 9 games, just half the season, to see is he that or not, right? I've been so tired of hearing about his potential, and I agree. I think he has the potential. He's got the size. He's got the athleticism. He should be able to do all these different things. Now, whether it's about opportunities or his own personal development and production, I don't know. But at some point, you got to be like, enough of this, right? Just enough of this hoping and assuming he's going to become a top 5 tight end. He's right now, he ain't even close. And
So Herb,
again,
tell me, what do you think that it is that he's missing? What is it that he's not doing?
Not that he's not stiff. We're not going to say the stiffy.
Well, shit, he is stiff.
I wish I could tell you, see, because again, I like looking at him, he should be that for you. I think he's athletic enough to go and be one of those guys for you. For whatever reason, he doesn't get the targets, the opportunities, and at some point, you can't just be like, oh, they're just not giving the opportunities. At some point, you have to be like, well, why aren't they giving him the opportunities, right? Why isn't he getting?
Why is there something?
Why isn't he getting 10 to 12 targets a game, right?
Well, we were watching Kurt Warner, and he was saying Cole Kmet's not getting open.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I don't believe that they got a dog of a tight end and they just not using him, right? I don't believe that. I don't believe the coach is like, yo, this dude is a beast. We should have thrown the ball 10, 12 times a game, but we only gonna throw it to him twice. I don't really believe that. There's something happening that they don't think that we should build. Like the Chiefs going to the game and say, hey, Travis is gonna be a big part of the game plan. This is all week. It ain't about Sunday, right? Sunday is just what we get to see, right? We get to see what happens on Sunday. But all of this came from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And for all week, they didn't think we need to throw this dude the ball 10, 12 times. I ain't the coach. I don't know why. But it tells me something that two different coaching staffs, two different regimes have come in and be like, we don't got to throw this dude the ball 10 times.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. It's the same thing that I saw when he was at Georgia.
Notre Dame.
At Notre Dame when they played Georgia. When they played Georgia, Cole Kmet could not get fucking open. And he still seems like he's struggling at the NFL level. When he goes up against inferior talent, yeah, he could probably dominate. But out here in the NFL, it ain't no inferior talent.
No, you got linebackers that can run. You got safeties that can hit.
And he can't get open. He's big, but he can't get open. I've been trying to tell Frank that the longest. He keep defending this motherfucker.
I understand what you're saying. He can't get open, but the guy has size. Why aren't you throwing it up?
He can't get Frank.
He only dropped one pass this year.
Hey, I was trying to.
This is terrible, man.
Hey, Chris, I was trying to tell you. Remember, we pulled up the comparison of the stats. Him and Thaddeus Moss had the same stats, and that was a problem.
Like, I do still feel, I mean, I 100% agree with what Herb's saying. Like, it's a huge question mark because with a new regime, Cole Kmet's still not getting targeted. But, I mean, at the same time, this last game, he did have a touchdown in the end zone if it didn't hit that guy's helmet. Unless he dropped it.
Yeah, like Herb said earlier, if was a fifth. if was a fifth.
I will never
not good, man.
I will never give up on Cole Kmet. I will never give up on a Bears player specifically.
Give up,
Mustafa is a totally different story. But Cole Kmet, I'm not giving up on until like
I got 2 or 3 more weeks on that, Frank. By week 10, anytime I go anywhere and somebody's like Cole Kmet, I'm like, next question. Next question.
Right, you got to come back on in 3 weeks then, and then we'll have this.
Hey, he should be a Hawks defenseman. That's maybe what he's better for.
He made a nice catch against the Vikings.
He doesn't. He can't get open though.
his boy Harrison was there, and they Notre Dame guys. So he made that one nice catch against the Vikings. He flashes, and that's the problem. Like, he flashes, and so you see, it's like he should be able to do this all the time, but for whatever reason, he doesn't. It's just like, enough.
Correct me on this though. Like, his number one thing of what he should be doing is work in the middle of the field. Yeah. Like, because he's not the speed type guy. He's not going to get open on the outside. But they're not throwing the ball in the middle of the field unless it's coming off a play action. And the Bears aren't.
Because his ass can't get away from the damn defender.
Again, Frank. There's not an OC in the world that's like, yo, I got this stud tight end, but I'm not going to throw him the ball. There's not one in the world. Right?
Nobody.
There's not a quarterback in the world who's like, I got this dude that can eat the middle of the field up right in front of me, and I don't want to throw him the ball. There's something about whatever he's doing in the week.
I do agree with you.
That they're not game planning for. He should be like, you talk about elite level tight ends. You game plan for those dudes. You game plan for Dallas Clark, Travis Kelce, Shannon Sharp. Like you're intentional about that. Yeah, Mark, and like you're intentional about that. Lamar Jackson can't wait to see 89. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to tell you, boy. He was hitting his ass up so much Sunday.
What?
I said, damn.
Foulmouth hates Cole Kmet because he's a Michigan guy. It's just
nah. I hate Cole Kmet because he's big stiffy.
Cole Kmet is big stiffy. There it is.
He's a buster.
Kmet is a buster, man.
I
won't say buster. I won't say buster. He's not a starter.
It has nothing with him doing with
he's
him
not
being
an elite
at
tight
Notre
end.
Dame. I liked St. Brown when he was coming out. I wanted fucking Chase Claypool.
I would take Kyle Rudolph with Cole Kmet. Kyle Rudolph was a damn good tight end.
Wait, Kyle Rudolph would get open. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'll take Cole Kmet to be
that's disrespecting Kyle Rudolph.
Berlusimo is my man, but that is disrespectful to Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph I know they both went to Notre Dame, but Kyle Rudolph can ball, and I haven't seen that from Cole yet. Again, the potential is there, but potential gets coaches fired, bro. Like, I'm tired of talking about his potential.
You're not wrong.
Go do it.
And that's a great segue.
Johnson's comment.
What did he say? Pull it up.
Who? Who's
Jeanette
comment?
Johnson.
Who Johnson? I don't. Oh,
Janet Johnson.
Theory against execution gonna tell what it is every time.
Yep.
Sounds like something right off the Bible. I like it.
That's true.
Lord, we get
the football Bible right there, baby.
Hey, but that's a perfect segue.
That is on point.
You said potential gets coaches fired. You just said that, right?
Yes, sir.
So can we fire Eberflus and them now for letting Sam Mustipher still play?
That is a perfect. Please tell me
needs
why.
to go. Sam
Why?
Mustipher is
Please
terrible.
tell me why.
You like Mustipher?
No.
There is not a damn person in this city other than Owen.
No, don't get it fucked up. No.
Hey, her, my mistake, bro. My mistake.
Don't do that to me, bro. JB, your question was about potential getting coaches fired, right? We talk about Cole Kmet. We can acknowledge that he has potential that for whatever reason they can't realize it, right? Cool.
What the fuck does Mustipher have?
Let him talk.
Not potential. You think he got potential to be a starting center in this league? I don't see.
I don't think he has potential to bag my groceries.
Right. So what I'm saying is that's not an apples to apples thing. What I think is happening with Sam Mustipher is, again, though, similarly to what I said about Cole Kmet, and if these coaches thought they had a stud tight end, they throw him the ball. If they thought they had a better option at center, I think they would explore it. Right. Once Cody, for sure. But once Cody Whitehair went out, right? You had Lucas Patrick dealing with his hand.
Hurt.
So the thought was, once his hand is fine, he'll come back, play center. Sam could become your swing guy on the interior, right? When he comes back, Cody goes out. So now you got to leave Lucas Patrick over there and let Sam play center.
No. Because Cole, if I'm not mistaken, Patrick was back for 3 games.
Carter? Yeah,
I'm saying Patrick was back for 3 games.
They were working him back into the game. They was doing this rotational thing with Tevin. He wasn't ready to take on full duties at center. He couldn't snap yet. 2 of those games, he played with a club on his hand.
He played with a club on his hand. But that's another thing I was saying, because now you telling me Tevin Jenkins is like one of the top-rated guards in the league, not on the Bears, in the league. And Paul's wanting to get rid of him.
I'm not saying nothing about Tevin Jenkins. Leave Tevin Jenkins where he's at right guard. He's fine there. But what I'm saying is, when Cody went out at left, you had to put Lucas Patrick there, right? You got to kind of got to balance it out. What's the biggest drop off, right? Is the biggest drop off from Lucas Patrick to Sam Mustipher at center, or is the biggest drop off from Lucas Patrick to whomever you're going to put at guard? If you're going to go Jatari Carter, or you're going to go like whoever, the dude they signed, the veteran they signed, I can't even think of his name right now.
Schofield.
Right, Michael Schofield, right? Is it him? Is it Jatari Carter? Like, you got to figure out what's the biggest drop-off. And so I think for continuity's sake, they just leave Sam Mustipher there. They're not going to come out. No coach is going to come out and say, well, some coaches might, but they're not going to come out and say, Sam Mustipher ain't shit, right? He's Huff, right? Because, number one, again, whether you think he's Huff or not, you don't have a better option behind him. So are you going to put Dieter Iserland in there?
I'd rather try.
Doug Kramer, the kid you got from Illinois, he's on IR, right? So you're going to get rid of Sam to do what? Right? Everybody sees it. Everybody see him getting his ass kicked right off the snap. Everybody sees that. Ain't no way.
Patrick's
all
hands
six
is
of us.
good now, right?
Yeah, he's
Patrick's
fine, but
hands is good now.
he's okay. Fine. Put Lucas at center. Who's playing left guard before Cody gets back?
I would rather JB play left guard than Mustafa.
Put Schofield there.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick a nigga, somebody in the kneecap or something.
Why not Leatherwood?
Yeah, like you said, put Michael Schofield there.
They cut Schofield.
There's numerous.
No, they brought him back. I thought.
I know, but they cut him. That's what I'm saying. They didn't like the boy from jump.
Well, I blame Poles for that. He the one brought him in.
Yeah, he back now. Actually, he actually played the last game.
He did. What I'm saying is, it don't matter. They don't like him, right? So they brought him back. He learned the system. They need a body. You brought him back. What I'm saying is, if they thought, I'm not saying he is or he ain't. If they thought he were a better option, they would play him.
Dude, he got anybody can be a better option if you're moving fucking Mustard out the way.
No, you're not hearing what he's saying. What he's saying is, if there was a better option, that person would be playing right now. The Bears know this, but they're kind of hamstrung.
I mean, I don't know.
What do they do with Leatherwood? Are they going to put
these some bitches during the goddamn season? Because Braxton Jones, he ain't getting it done over there left tackle.
He ain't
Listen, though.
That shit looking terrible over there, and it's gonna get Justin ass.
He ain't it right now. He has potential.
He can be an elite. I like him, but he's strong. He has progressed. He has digressed.
Wait, is that potential gonna get Eberflus fired?
No, Eberflus and Poles got great job security. It's year one with a trash roster.
Yeah, it's because this is the Bears.
Everybody understands that this roster ain't ready to win nothing. So
job
security ain't in question. But while you're trying to develop the roster, again, you got to figure out how many questions you can answer for next year. And so let these kids learn on the job, right? Let Kyler Gordon get his ass cooked until he figures it out, right? Let Braxton Jones get his ass beat until he figures it out, or he doesn't.
But if he can't afford that,
that's hurting Justin.
He gonna get his ass beat. That's gonna get our quarterback killed.
Yeah,
he gonna get Justin killed.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't disagree. I'm simply look. If you get 17 starts at left tackle from your 5th round pick from Southern Utah, that's a win, bro.
I understand that, but that's only if you don't have a franchise quarterback. Like that's what I'm scared for Justin. What if Justin? What if Justin tears his ACL or something?
Well, that's why I asked you. What about Alex Leatherwood?
To do what?
What about Leatherwood? Can Leatherwood get some burn?
I would at least try to
give him a chance. Give him a chance. We'll see.
I'm saying, but what position? Because can he play guard?
I don't know. I think he's more of a right tackle than anything. But if he can play guard, let's find out. Let's just see. Yeah.
We didn't know Jenkins could play guard.
Put him up and down that joint, and let's just see.
I
agree with that.
This is all I'm saying, Hurt, and I agree with you.
This was a first-round pick from Alabama
12
months ago. And
like I said, 1 year.
And his team
and the Raiders just gave up on him.
That's crazy. You never see a team do that.
No.
Listen, I suggested this offseason, right? When they started doing the stuff with Braxton Jones, and then they brought in Riley Reef, I was like, oh, I don't know if Tevin's going to make this team. Now, there was no talk of him playing guard. All I was looking at was the numbers at him playing offensive tackle. I'm like, I don't know if he's going to make this team. And everybody was like, they would never get – he was a second-round pick just last year. The Raiders took their first-round pick. Get out of here, bro. So, maybe Alex Leatherwood is everything that he want to be. But the Raiders didn't think so. Ain't nobody just throwing away first-round picks like that. So
the Raiders aren't really good at knowing that type of stuff.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
That's a shit show over there. But this is what I say, Herb. You got to do something. Here it is.
I agree.
We have already 6 games in. Your quarterback is about to set fucking NFL history as far as 46% of his fucking dropbacks, this motherfucker's getting tagged. He is about to get sacked more than any quarterback in NFL fucking history.
He is about to blow out Burrow.
You as a coaching staff, you've seen this shit for 6 fucking weeks. And the only reason why you've gone and made a change is because of fucking injury. That is negligence.
No, I agree.
That is fucking retarded. That is fucking.
I've been saying since I've been on here. My bad, Frank. I've been saying since they've been on here. Since I've been on here, that it's about answering questions for next year, right? And
Yeah, I
so
agree with that.
what you can definitively answer is that Sam Mustipher ain't your center or your guard. So
I knew that before the season started.
Let's ask another question, right? Let's ask about Jatari Carter. Let's ask about
Can he get on the field though? I'd
Michael
like to see the
Joseph.
kid get a chance.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So let's ask another question because we know the answer to this question. As the coaching staff, I'm saying we know the answer to the Sam Mustipher question. Let's ask the Jatari Carter question, or the Dieter Iceland question, or when Doug Kramer let's ask the next question, because this answer has come in already. The jury ain't still out on Sam Mustipher. We good on that.
we all know.
Hey, Bellissimo is ignorant, man.
What did Bellissimo say?
He gonna say Justin Fields has massive granite balls.
He ain't wrong. Like, he isn't wrong on that though. Like, I mean, it's a very
that kid, he is tough as shit.
And this is the thing when we're
go ahead.
When we're talking about like progression, like how we're all looking forward to next year. We're all like, we want to know what's going to go on next year. Like, we know Mustipher's not the guy. You can't grade Justin Fields as your quarterback with this shit show in front of him.
You can't.
He's not giving any chance.
You cannot.
And you can go out, like all these people saying, is like, go out and go to Odell Beckham. Go out and get this receiver. It doesn't matter if he's getting a person in his face within 1.5 seconds.
Yeah,
and that's why it comes to a point you still have Reef on your roster, and Reef is a damn good end.
I told you why they're not playing.
I know, JV.
The money.
Yeah, he's got incentives.
That was like the worst kept secret. Like,
I mean, would you rather pay him or kill your quarterback?
I'd rather pay him.
I understand. I want Braxton Jones to get his reps. I do want that. But if it's hurting Justin Fields, man, like I'm seeing Braxton Jones last game and the game before, he's getting bulldozed over. Like, he's
look here, they played Minnesota. That motherfucker, Justin Fields rolling to the right. Braxton Jones ain't even tagged the motherfucker. He was on Justin's ass. I said, Lord have mercy. Trip the motherfucker. Do something, please.
Did you at least scratch him?
Man. Man, tell the motherfucker a bedtime story, something, please. Don't let him get him.
Get a hold of him or something.
I'll take the penalty if it's protecting Fields, man.
Now, Herb, let me ask you this, man. Could it be that Ted Phillips is really the one controlling the money? And Ryan Poles just Ryan Poles just
his hands kind of come up with excuses now.
Could that be it?
I think for Ryan Poles, he comes into a new job and he has his vision for how he wants to build this team. And I commend him for sticking to his guns. Not saying I agree with his plan.
To the plan.
Okay, right? Thank you, Herb. Thank you.
If that's your plan, stick to it, right? Like if I got a plan and I'm the boss, I'm running my plan. Now, if I get fired from my plan, then I get fired from my plan. But I'm going down with my plan, and so I commend him for sticking to his plan. Whether it's right or wrong, only time will tell on that piece. But I think that he just came into it and says, "Okay, let me just see what's here, right? I'm going to get rid of all these bad contracts. All these players that's not going to be here when we're ready to compete for a championship. I don't care if you're Khalil Mack. I don't care if you're Akeem Hicks. I don't care who you are. You can go ahead and kick rocks. We're not ready to win right now. So I'm going to strip this thing down to the studs. I'm going to build through the draft. I'll have some money next year, and we'll see what he does with it. But I think right now he's in control, and he's just working his plan. I really think he's just working his plan. I saw people upset. Why didn't the Bears go get Robbie Anderson when the Packers cut him?
Yeah, JB, weren't you one of those people?
I said I would have took a call for sure.
I wouldn't have took him.
I said I would have took a call.
I would have literally paid for an Uber to take him somewhere else.
The Bears aren't leveraging any future assets for anybody.
Tell them, God damn, I'm trying to tell them.
Especially somebody who literally did that childish of crap on live TV. Like,
hey,
they're not doing nothing like that.
But let me say that could be the ultimate death nail in Ryan Poles' coffin, because you have to have some foresight in this position. And most good GMs, because I read Bill Polian's little thing about how he knew in 2025 what he was going to do and all this other kind of stuff like that.
Sure.
And he's probably, arguably, him, Ozzie Newsome, and some others are probably like the cream of the crop when it comes to GMs, right? What Ryan Pohl's fatal flaw to me was he was kind of two-faced. I call him Scrooge McDuck. He says, I'm not spending no money, but yet he wants to give $40 million to Larry Ogunjobi. So if you don't have no money, where would you coming up with the 40 for him? That's one. The second thing I have a problem with him is you got 112, 13, $50 million in cap space, but the free agent list is a C grade. So you're going to end up overpaying for some people that you probably shouldn't have overpaid for in the first place. And the main people, Herb, and if you'd like to humor me, we're not going to get Orlando Brown, Eric McCoy. We're not going to get Quentin Nelson. We're not going to get Jack Conklin. And we're left with McCole Hardman being the number one free agent wide receiver. Like, you got all this money for a C-grade free agent list?
Herb, would you please talk to the Debbie Downer up there? Because he thinks that we can't get nobody. I keep telling him, I don't know where he from, but money talks and bullshit won't.
Ogunjobi was only a $16 million guarantee, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a $40 million contract.
Ogunjobi was a 25-year-old three technique that this defense sorely needs, that everybody thought was entering his prime, right?
Compared to Tommy Harris, yes.
Right. You need that kind of guy. So I understood that investment that they were looking to make there. In terms of next year, man, listen, every year we talk about, our players going to go to this team, are they going to go to that team? Who's good? Money talk.
Yeah, and Bears are still a charter franchise.
Right?
And we heard that.
If the Bears offer the best deal, Cats is coming, right? So I don't want to go play with Justin, or I don't want to go play here or there. Man, please. We see Cats go to the Jacksonville Jaguars every year because they're coughing up that dough.
Just went to
and I'm not down that. I'm saying at least the Jacksonville Jaguars got a little bit more upside than the Bears do. I'm saying, like, right now.
I don't really see any upside.
Right now.
I'm saying people was going there this offseason. They was hub as hell last year.
No, that's what I'm saying, because if they looking at the upside, I'm saying right now, the people that we need, the best free agent wide receiver is McCole Hardman. He don't solve no problems. So why get him? There's no point in getting him. Hold on, Chris, let me finish. But that's my point. But if you go and get an Orlando Brown, what's the incentive besides money for Orlando Brown coming here just to suck?
What else do you need, bro? That's what we saying.
A team.
They cash in the checks, G.
A team. Orlando Brown is not going to solve our problems. We need a lot more than just one person.
We got $100-some million.
But we don't have a lot of top people. That's what I keep telling you.
We're going to get more people. You got no fucking money, JB.
You got
to get what I'm saying. I'm saying if there were more top-tier linemen available, yes. There's only 2 top tackles available.
It's not. Hold on, JB. It's not just the perennial Pro Bowl guys. You got to be able to identify those guys coming out of their rookie contracts, 4th, 5th year guys that are about to ascend into that level.
That would be Aaron McCoy. I like him.
Okay, so I'm saying you got to look at those guys too. You also got to talk about how the draft picks that they got, those types of things, right? And maybe they'll be players at the trade deadline. You might see guys like a Robert Quinn, a David Montgomery get moved to the trade deadline to boost. Well, I know you don't like to hear it. I don't like to say it. But
if you're not going to sign him, you might as well get something for him.
If somebody call you about David Montgomery, you better pick up the phone.
That means Roquan on the list too.
Yeah.
No.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would, because what you going to play him for?
Why not? Why not?
No.
Why not?
Roquan ain't going.
This is a perfect segue into our next question here. Is Roquan worth $20 million a year?
Yes, and why do you care?
Because we have a salary cap.
No, you're going to overpay somebody. That's what y'all just said. You're going to overpay
somebody. You're going to overpay for somebody on the offensive side.
You're going to pay somebody anyway. And we all see how they move the money around and switch it to signing bonuses.
Yeah, but the Bears don't know how to do that.
They do, and they've done it a lot with a lot of people. They've adjusted a lot of contracts and moved a lot of money to do different things. The McCaskies got bread. I ain't counting them people chips. They got bread. Roquan, give them $20 million, give them $19 million, give them $21 million. I don't care. What I know for sure is that the dude. That the dude is an elite level linebacker. I ain't counting that shit.
He is an elite level linebacker.
I agree with
but
that.
Even
he has not been
playing.
playing.
It costs what it costs. What you mean he ain't been playing like it? He leading the league in tackles.
He also
he's leading the league, not the Bears. The league.
He won a game for you already.
So I
he did win one game. Was a great game for him, hands down. He had one great game.
He won a game for you. He's leading the league in tackles. He got a sack last week. What we do?
Okay,
what we doing?
So let me tell you why I don't feel like I would pay him $20 million right now. Two plays, one play.
You can't
Let's start with
two
plays. Let's start with the last game.
Man, leading the league in tackles. For 2 plays, we're not giving him no bread. But come on, I'm listening.
No, I'm not giving him $20 million. I didn't say I'm not giving him nothing. I'm not giving him $20 million.
He's leading the league in tackles, but he's not worth the top money.
I'm not giving him top linebacker money, according to what he has done this season. According to what he has done, he has been great tackles. But
win your football game.
And maybe I'm being emotional. I don't know, but
it sounds like you're about to cry a little bit.
No, against the Commanders, he got cracked by the quarterback. The quarterback was in front of him. Now, I don't know.
That's a big ass quarterback, man.
He's 6'5", 240. That's a linebacker himself.
You're a $40 million linebacker.
Carson Wentz is bigger than Roquan Smith.
That is a fact.
So whatever position he plays, right? Right? That's like you saying, like, a truck driver got knocked out by a store clerk. Well, the store clerk is 6'4", 250, and the truck driver is 6'1", 220.
But why would that matter though? Because you're trained as a linebacker, you're trained as a quarterback.
Trained as a linebacker to do what?
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Let's say I talk to my 6'6" friend, and he get mad at me and tell me I'm gonna kick your ass. You think I'm gonna let him fuck me up? He's 6'6", but I guarantee he's not gonna fuck me up.
I don't understand where you're going with that.
Yeah, I'm not with you on that.
So the parallel here is Carson Wentz is 6'5", 238 pounds.
Sure. And it's about leverage, it's about angles, it's about momentum. And if a 6'4", 230, 200 whatever pound dude has angle and leverage on you, and he's bigger than you, he can put you on your ass. It's just
let me ask you this: do you think Lawrence Taylor would? Do you think he would have put Lawrence?
If he got caught,
I'm sure it's happened before.
You think he
I
ain't
would
never
say Ray
got
Lewis when I see people trying to
I would highly doubt that.
See,
I think anybody would have done that to Brian Urlacher.
What's messing you up right now, T, is that you're sitting up here.
Got shook out his shoes by Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that live.
No, shit happens.
I'm not talking about being
shit happens.
I'm not talking about being
Shaquille O'Neal.
You looking at the position.
I'm talking about being knocked the fuck out.
Hey, Terrence, you been down there here by yourself, man. Let it go.
You sitting up here, you looking at it because Wentz is a quarterback and he's a linebacker. It's just about fucking physics, goddammit. It's the law of nature. This motherfucker is 6'5", 240 pounds. So 6 foot or 6'1",
225.
About 225, 230, and that big motherfucker.
So I'm gonna ask you this, Terrence, and this will solidify the question. Would you feel the same way when Josh Allen does it in a couple of weeks? You gonna feel the same way?
To who?
Anybody. He's 6'5", 250.
He's a beast.
When Trey Lance tackled Bojack on that pick six, I was like, you let him catch it. Boy, Trey Lance is bigger and faster than Bojack. Like it's these quarterbacks different. G. This ain't your daddy's quarterback. This ain't Jim Kelly and Troy Aikman chasing people around. G.
Right.
These
linebackers are trained to basically knock the shit out of
quarterbacks have gotten bigger, stronger, faster. Linebackers have gotten smaller, more athletic.
Yeah, I agree with
where
that.
linebackers used to be LeVon Kirkland,
Greg Lloyd,
this ain't these linebackers is 220, 230. Ain't no 250, 260 linebackers.
Hey, man,
There ain't no Ray Lewises in this league anymore.
Okay, so let me give you the second play.
Bellissimo a fool, man. What do you say?
Jalen Rager.
Hey, put up Bellissimo comment.
Jalen Rager on Minnesota. I'm gonna finish my point first.
It ain't. I know what you're about to say. And two things. Number one, it ain't a middle linebacker in this league that's gonna make that play on Jalen Rager when he's got full head of motion, full steam motion coming this way to one little shift on a linebacker. Number two, that play only looked bad because of how good Roquan is. Let me explain. Roquan ain't had no fucking business being there. Right?
I agree with that.
His instincts allowed him to diagnose what was about to happen. And so he went there. But then a dude with 4.3 speed said, Rick, and made an inside linebacker miss. It ain't one in the league that's going to make that play. Most of them won't even be there because they wouldn't even have the instincts and to diagnose it and even go over there. Roquan was there because he's better than most linebackers. Most of them would not have even been there, let alone make the tackle. They wouldn't even been there. He would have walked in on most teams. He had to make Roquan miss because Roquan is good enough to diagnose it and react to it. He didn't make the tackle. I wish he would have. He wish he would have. He didn't. It was fucked up. But I don't think any linebacker in the league would have made that tackle on Jalen Rager in that position. Again, 90% of them wouldn't even been there.
Tackle a little bit?
For sure he did.
Yeah,
he did.
But I mean, this is one thing I will say to, and a good thing for Roquan is he doesn't have shit around him either. All right, like he doesn't have a defensive front who can get to the quarterback. He doesn't have a defensive front who can stop the run. It is Roquan, and it's only Roquan right now.
Yeah, you gotta have in the cover two. You need defensive linemen that can keep you clean. Yeah. That was true of Derek Brooks. That was true of Urlacher. It was true of Briggs. They don't got these dudes. Like when Urlacher was getting 150 tackles, you had tanks in front of him. You know what I'm saying?
Keith Washington, Ted Traylor.
Now,
all them boys.
Funny that Bellissimo
I'm sorry, Ted Washington, Keith Traylor, right.
It was funny that he was talking about Terrell Edmonds because I remember when they both came out the same year. I actually wanted Edmonds because Edmonds was bigger and just as fast.
Yeah, I like him. He's got that kind of size. He's rangy, right? I like him.
And he's a better pass rusher.
Yeah, true. And he can play that deep middle in the similar way that Urlacher did because of his height and his athleticism. So I don't disagree with you on that piece at all. Yeah. I saw what Bellissimo said, and Bellissimo, you ain't wrong on that in terms of Roquan trying to run around the blocks. He's trying to use his instincts and his speed, which got done talking about his size in comparison to Carson Wentz. He's not that kind of linebacker. So all this idea of him leading up on 320-pound guards and sticking them in the hole, that's not what he is.
Definitely out of shape.
He's diagnosed, he's speed, he get around it and make the play. The problem is what I just said about the defensive line. You need defensive linemen that can keep him clean. Him and Nick Morrow, they aren't big linebackers. They're fast, athletic linebackers.
That's for any linebacker.
You got to keep them clean. You need defensive tackles that can keep the center and guards off of them dudes.
That's another position in need, though, Herb, because the one guy that I knew that could stop the run, which was Kyrus Tonga, they let go. Talking about he didn't fit their system.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with
me.
I'm like,
surprising to me.
Like, he is your big beef stopper, your one technique. Why would you let him go?
That was surprising to me.
And like it's just interesting how you brought that up. Like everybody should know Roquan Smith and Nick Morrow are the leading two tacklers on this team this year. Can anyone tell me who third is?
It's either
you're gonna love this team.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's either Eddie Jackson or
Eddie Jackson. Your safety is your third most tackler on this team, and that just shows your shitty ass defensive front right there. When your safety is third.
Of which Eddie Jackson is having a damn good year.
The defensive front don't get too much tackles any damn way. It's gonna either be linebackers or mostly safeties anyway.
Yeah, that's probably true for most teams that their safety is top 3 in tackles.
Yeah. Safety's usually our top 3 up there in tackles.
And Bojack has been doing a much better job at tackles this year.
Because of Brisker as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, your biggest tackler on the front is Justin Jones, who doesn't even play every down.
Yeah, I mean I think
he's your only run stopper you got right
He
now.
came into
Wait,
last
does he
week
lead
with
us in
6
sacks right
TFLs.
now with 3?
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think nobody else got 3. If he got, does he have 3?
Because Dominic Robinson has 2
he only
and a
has
half,
2.
right?
He has 2 and Brisker has 2. That's leading in the team right now.
Yeah, they not.
Oh, so they didn't give Dominic Robinson the other sack 2 days ago? I mean, the last game?
Dominic Robinson.
Roquan got that sack.
They gave it to Roquan.
Yeah, they gave it to
Roquan.
Roquan.
Got that. I mean, he missed it at first, but he came back.
No, he missed it at first, but Robinson was underneath.
Travis Gibson has 2.
He's got 2. Okay. So 2, 2, and 2.
And your defense is never going to be lethal if you can't get pressure on the quarterback.
Hey, Khalil Mack got 6 sacks on the year, guys. I just wanted to put that out.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
There is that. He is balling. He is balling.
I mean, other than this last game, when you have Bosa on your other side, that really makes your life a lot easier in getting those one-on-one battles. And even yesterday without Bosa, Khalil Mack was destroying people.
I mean, they're laughing at Frank. Frank
I got
got
fucking
the
hiccups
hiccups
right
going and shit. Like,
yeah,
none of that. Hiccup is the best.
I'm literally about to myself in the
best. So this is my last question for her because I know it's getting late. I want to go back to the offense, but I want to stay on the coaching side. How much faith, as much as you can tell us, do you have in Luke Getsy's system? Because like I told you, breaking down that video, the 22 with Kurt Warner, he sees a lot of things that Justin is doing wrong, but he sees even more with the scheme and play call.
Yeah, I think
this is a Hall of Fame quarterback, so I gotta listen.
Yeah, I think the scheme and play calling leaves a lot to be desired right now. Just in terms of, again, I think as a coach, your number one job is to put your players in positions to be successful at what they do, right? And so when I see this offense not utilizing read option, not utilizing more RPO with Justin, that don't make sense to me. You get down around the 5-yard line, there's no way you shouldn't be doing some read option with Justin and Demo and putting that edge defender in a bind. Am I crashing down on the running back? Am I staying wide for Justin? That's something you got to put in. And I don't care what your system is.
I'll give you one
it's not
better.
that hard.
I'd say put Justin, Montgomery, and Herbert back there. And really put some pressure on their ass. We're going to keep the defense
guessing right there.
Do whatever you want to do, and then you can run a dive motion and then a speed option. Like you can do all that, right? And so I'm with that. And so I'm saying as a play caller, it's your job to kind of come up with things that fit your team. And I don't know that he's doing that to the best of his ability right now. That being said, I'm not super down on what's his name?
Getsy.
Luke Getsy. I'm not super down on Luke Getsy right now because again, just like we talk about evaluating Justin, it's hard to evaluate a coach with minimal talent.
You have no talent.
He ain't got a lot to work with.
Things hurt. 2 games we was on the 1, and we have a fullback in David Montgomery, and he chose not to use either one. 2 games.
Kari blasting game. Yeah, I want to see Kari in the game more often.
Hey, Kari be cleaning motherfuckers up.
Kari a dog. Kari a dog.
It's like, why have him if you're not gonna use him though?
Yeah,
and the key thing is like,
big.
Even as bad as they are in the red zone and everything too, like you don't utilize Justin Fields' legs. That should be your most lethal weapon in the red zone is Justin Fields' legs.
That's what I'm
saying. They don't utilize that. They don't run them off bootlegs inside the 20. They don't run them off anything inside the 20.
Well,
it's just easy drop back passes, try to find open the receiver in the 20-yard line.
One thing that I don't tend to agree with when it comes down to the media that they believe that he's not a pocket passer. Actually, that's what he did a lot at Ohio State.
Yeah, I disagree with that. Yeah.
He's a pocket passer. He just don't have a fucking pocket to fucking be a pocket passer.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people don't understand is the residual effects of lack of protection, right? And so everybody can talk about, oh, he's got happy feet or he's running out too fast or he's bringing his eyes down too quickly. Listen, man, I don't know if you've ever been back there in the pocket, but if you have, right? If you have, you understand that when that pocket breaks down on you consistently, you expecting it, right? You're expecting it to break down. And when you do that, it changes your mental. It changes your eyes. It changes your feet. It changes everything you got going on. And so you become more apt to take off, more apt to bring your eyes down, more apt to a lot of those types of things versus when you are consistently comfortable in the pocket, when you're consistently comfortable in the pocket, that's when you can see your mechanics working at a high level, right? That's when you can see the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 7, hitch, step, climb the pocket, slide the pocket, throw with confidence, those types of things. We saw it in the second half of the Vikings game. They gave him consistently clean pockets. And when they did, he was able to be comfortable in the pocket, rely on his mechanics. He was good. He was on time. He was
12 or 13.
That's what it is, right? When you have a consistently clean pocket, it changes your mental. And when you don't, it also negatively impacts your mental. And so even on the plays when it's like, oh, he had a clean pocket there, but he chose to do something else, that's because the last 5 plays, motherfucker, I got my
shit knocked out.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe that I'm gonna have a clean pocket. I don't believe that. And so everybody's trying to like, oh, look at this play, look at that play, and they come up with screenshots of this and screenshots of that. And here's a video of this. Show me the previous 4 plays, bro.
I like that.
Show me the previous 4 plays. But if you don't understand playing quarterback, you don't understand the psyche of that and how that impacts your mind, right? Yeah. It's like anybody else who is a victim of like abuse. Raise your hand up, and they're going, oh shit, like I wasn't gonna hit you. What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm used to motherfuckers hitting me. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to motherfuckers hitting me, so I react different than a person who's not used to nobody hitting them. They're not gonna jump like that. It's a different situation. But people,
because I'm getting my ass smacked 46% of the time I drop back, motherfucker. That's why I keep running shit.
People don't understand that, and they want to evaluate everything in a vacuum. And that's why I just withdraw. Like, you know what? You don't understand football to the degree that you think you do. You think you understand it, but only to a certain level. I watch this. I watch it. I don't give a what you watch. You don't understand the impacts of constantly being in a pocket that collapses on you and how that is going to impact you, even on plays when said pocket does not collapse.
It's not the same us watching thing, it on TV is totally different than what he's doing.
Shit. That's why I already knew shit. I said, man, he got in that pocket to get his ass tagged.
And you always get those people, like, when it comes down to Justin Fields being a quarterback for the Chicago Bears, you can't win because you're complaining because he holds on to the ball too long.
Right.
But you have wide receivers who can't get open. Right. You want him to go through all of his progressions, but he has 1.5 seconds before somebody's in his freaking face.
Less than that.
But then you're complaining because he's scrambling too much. It's like, fuck me. What do you want?
You can't win. You can't win. But that's why you just don't have conversations with somebody.
He progresses and he wins and he goes out being a competitor while doing it.
And then you got to throw the damn ball to Cole Kmet.
God damn it.
Oh.
I wish we had a Michigan Wolverine who sucked ass right now.
No.
Throw that shit up again. We have no weapons. We have nothing.
I'd rather throw that thing.
Like, he literally ought to just throw the ball straight up in the air and then go freaking run and catch it himself. If that's what we want to hear. That his lethal weapon is himself right now.
Let me ask you this, because we're getting a little long-winded. Do we have a chance Monday night?
No chance.
Yeah, I think the Bears always got a chance because they're gonna play hard. They're gonna play. This is a team that's gonna fight for 4 quarters, right?
Yeah, but Bailey Zappi looking pretty damn Tom Brady.
No, the fucking Cooper Rush, and look what they did to his ass last week.
Exactly.
We can't stop the run, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm not picking them to win. I won't be picking them to win. But do they have a chance? Yeah, the Bears are always gonna have a chance because they play hard. They aren't gonna beat themselves in terms of stupid penalties and all that stuff all game long. Now, will they beat themselves with dumb blunders at the end of the game and muff punts and fumbles and goofy shit like that with young kids? Yeah, that might happen, but they're going to always be in the game. And so when you're in the game, you got a chance to win. They had a chance to beat the Giants, the Vikings, and the Commanders. They had a chance in all those games.
You could even say they had somewhat of a chance versus the Packers, too.
They
had somewhat of a chance.
They had a chance.
Because if they would have scored
first half, not second half.
They would have had that one touchdown. They would have been a 3-point game.
They're gonna have a chance Monday night. They're gonna have a chance.
You just saw what the Patriots did to the Browns.
When the score is 0-0,
the Browns are from Cleveland, and we all know where that shit.
I said that's a better team.
You know what I'm talking about.
That don't mean the better team don't win every week.
And Bailey Zappi was looking real good.
Shit, the better team.
Anybody looks good when you have protection, and that's where
I'm just saying.
Sunday, baby.
Should be right now.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of wins on that board that Terrence had that's got to come off.
So
like
tell me
the
this.
Jets.
What makes you think that? What have you seen that makes you
happened to Hurd?
We lose Hurd?
Yeah.
Hurd was
Yeah,
like,
Hurd was having
fuck
some problem.
y'all, man. Y'all talk too damn much.
We do talk too much.
I mean, that's fine. But Hurd
Like
was
to
I know
talk.
his
That's what
phone
this
was
shit
probably
about.
doing. But like seriously, like these next couple of games, like this is that. What was that movie? Something in the Hood, Leprechaun in the Hood, or something like that, or Tales from the Hood, when he was like, "Oh,
Tales from the Hood." I
shit?
remember that one.
Yeah, we about to go through the shit right now. It's about to happen, and it's gonna start.
Fucking
with
release
Nothing that I've seen from New England that makes me think like they're a fucking juggernaut, like we can't beat them. Like, what the fuck have you seen from New England that makes you think that they're just this big juggernaut? Like, man, oh shit, it's New England. They don't have fucking Tom Brady.
Hey, Chris.
Name me a receiver over there.
Monday night, you'll be sitting next to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about it.
Name me a receiver they got over there.
We're going to talk about it. Oh, Kendrick Bourne.
I don't know anybody on that team other than that.
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne, decent. Devontae Parker, decent.
Well, everybody's decent than what we fucking have.
Yeah.
Hey, pull that Jets game up. Because I'm telling you right now, Sauce Gardner scares me.
That Jets defense is good.
He made Aaron Rodgers look real.
That Jets defense is good.
He got no fucking body.
Yeah, that Jets defense is good.
But
I mean, like
Aaron Donald.
The problem of what we have this year is
beating the
we
damn
don't have
horse.
anybody who can pressure on the quarterback. Like, so
we
how about
over here,
that bull?
we over here beating a dead horse. So we gonna get some Bulls talk in real quick.
Well, I was trying to see. Oh, yeah, he's coming back.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we gonna get to it.
Bailey Zappi.
My bad.
We thought you got tired of us, man. We thought you was like,
nah.
Like, fuck you guys, I'm out.
I mismanaged my battery. That's all.
Nah, that was Bill Belichick that did that shit.
Hey, look.
Talking about my fucking team.
You spending the weekend
I don't deflate balls.
in Boston?
I don't deflate them balls.
Yeah.
Man.
So you do that? You doing that whole East Coast? You doing Boston, East Rutherford, all that?
Yeah. I was in New York. I've been in all the games. I ain't missed one.
That's what's up.
Who had the best food?
Definitely wasn't Cleveland.
Shit, I'll tell you who got the worst food.
Who?
Cleveland.
Soldier Field.
Burn! Well, that's why they're leaving. So who the fuck
It ain't close. It ain't close. Like every stadium you go to, the food will be way better. I mean,
and it costs like $300 for a beef
you get
sandwich.
to the press box before the game. They got chefs in there making omelets for you with any ingredient you want in it. They got ice cream bars. They all kind of stuff, bro.
Hey man,
all kind of stuff.
That's because the park district run that shit. They don't even want to take care of the fucking field.
Yeah, it's different.
Or the
in
city.
Soldier Field, you get hot dogs, chicken sandwiches, and to be honest with you, this year, in fairness, they've been stepping their game up. But even their step up is the worst. Like, and so you hear like all the other reporters come in there like, this the food? Like, yeah, this had rock here. Like they come from other
This is Chicago, baby.
Right. This.
If you want some real food, go to Harry's Chicken down the street.
They don't have that no more.
They like we thought Chicago had great food. No, Chicago got the best food in the country. But up in here,
we
feeding you like you in the military in this motherfucker.
I microwave your shit.
Y'all getting slop, goddamn it.
It ain't what's up, and this year is better than before. But you know, it is what it is. But all I was saying is we having a pretty decent layout. Last year in Detroit, they played them on Thanksgiving. They had Thanksgiving dinner. They had turkey dressing.
That's what's up.
Greens cap. They did Thanksgiving for us out there.
The only positive thing out of Detroit, I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah. So you know,
sorry, Sherry.
Yeah, we got to be in Detroit for New Year's Eve this year, and I'm mad about that. They played them on New Year's Day, so I'm gonna spend my New Year's Eve in Detroit.
Wait, the Bears play the Lions on New Year's Day this year?
Hey, I'm just letting you know, Herb.
I heard Detroit has a great.
They don't ruin my fucking New Year's.
Hey, Herb. Those are not fireworks that's being popped.
Hey man, listen,
On New Year's Eve, man, just duck.
I'm from the South Side over East. They ain't a gunshot that's gonna surprise me.
I can't talk. I'm a suburban.
The
The only suburban on this group.
It ain't gonna catch me off guard. We good.
Hey, Frank, you more likely to get sprayed by a fucking skunk than get hit by a bullet out there.
Well, Herb, we appreciate you taking the time, man, to come talk with us as always, man. Shed light on all this bullshit that's happening over at Soldier Field. Soon to be in Arlington in a few years.
Can't wait.
Yeah, the pleasure is always, man. It's always a good time to come chop it up with y'all, talk ball with y'all, talk Bears with y'all. Y'all know the game. Y'all know what y'all looking at. Y'all know what y'all talking about. It's always fun, man. Like I said, when I first got here, man, I got a little bit more access than most people, but y'all know exactly what y'all looking at. Y'all break it down the right way. Y'all keep it a buck. Y'all hold people accountable. It's always fun, man. Plus, y'all just some cool dudes. It's just fun to come chop it up and hang out with y'all.
Always.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hey, before you go,
I forgot to tell everybody. I saw Herb the superstar at the Bears game. Me and Pops was at the Bears game.
Oh, you saw Thursday?
We saw Herb all dressed up, in his suit and shit. I'm like,
yeah,
boy. Man, I should have had my pad out to get his autograph.
You silly as hell. Every now and then I switch it up on him, man. What up, Chris?
Just sit up there and said ESPN reported that Jerry Jones told Robert Kraft, "Don't fuck with me during a heated exchange on an owners only meeting." Because you know they talking about your boy Snyder. He told Robert Kraft, "Don't fuck with me."
Damn, Jerry Jones coming at it hard there.
Hey. This is America. Ain't nothing you can tell a billionaire white man.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm gonna say what I want. I'm gonna pop off how I want to pop off. So they gonna do what they want, man. Jerry Jones is a rich white man in America. He ain't biting his tongue about shit.
Hell no.
Nope, not at all.
Only in America.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm glad he was talking to another rich white man. Like whatever.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's just a rich white man conversation.
I would have loved to have been in that room. I would have been right on my popcorn.
Don't fuck with me, Robert.
I'm like, damn, I'm like, hey, Crab, you gonna let him talk to you like that?
I hear you, Frank. I hear you, Frank. Me too. Shit.
I'm still waiting to win that winning lottery ticket, but I got to find it on the ground because I don't play it.
Shit, I got my scratch offs in the other room, man.
You ain't winning shit for real now.
I can't even win a freaking coin toss, let alone the damn lottery. So
you ain't finna win the lottery, Frank. You in business with all these. You in business with all these brothers. They like hell no.
Oh hell yeah!
I agree. I
might fuck around get him some of that money.
I only got Chili's and KFC out here and shit. I got nothing. Why would I win the lottery?
Fuck that shit. We're gonna keep it in the house.
Oh shit!
So aside from is that Herb Howard at 411? What's that?
Yeah, that's my Twitter, Herb Howard 411. Everybody thinks about 411 like information, like I got all information. My birthday, April 11th. That's really where it comes from. I wasn't even thinking about it as an information thing. My birthday is April 11th. Like that's where that 411 comes from. But
I would have guessed that too. The 411.
It works.
Herb got all the info.
It's a double entendre, I suppose. But yeah, that's my Twitter. Follow me there. You can follow all of my content at thebigs.us. I cover the Bears for the Bigs Media. You can follow the Bigs at It's the Bigs. Read all my content at thebigs.us. Absolute pleasure, man, to be covering the Bears, to share my perspective on it, to chop it up, and always a pleasure to be on here chopping it up with y'all, man.
Always love when you come on, man. I appreciate you,
man. Me too, man. Me too.
Always a good time when you come on, man. We always have
man.
fun,
Love having you on, man.
Nothing but love for y'all, man. I appreciate it truly.
All right. I just hope we never wear out the welcome. You get tired. I ain't going on there no more, man.
We always say when you come on this show, you say whatever the hell you want.
That's crazy, man. I'm never get tired. I was on 6-7 of the score right before I did an interview on 670 at 8:30,
Mhm.
and then came on here. So yeah, man, listen, it's always a pleasure, man. I enjoy it, man. Like I said, y'all keep it a buck. It's real. It's chill. We be having our drinks, talking our shit. It don't even feel like a show, really. It feel like you're just talking up with your guys, and then
Right.
you know,
Got my whiskey, my hiccups.
Yeah,
And that's how it's that's how it's supposed to be.
yeah. It don't really feel like nothing. I mean, you got the rest of our friends that like chime in and send text messages and lead, and that's cool to always hear that too. But it just feel like we just chopping it up, talking ball, and having a good time, man. So this never gets old. As long as y'all invite me, y'all be here, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Love, man. Love that.
Always love.
Love having you on here, man.
That's all.
Appreciate
My
it,
pleasure.
man.
Y'all be smooth, man.
All right,
All right,
take
man.
care,
You
man.
too, man.
Indeed.
All right.
We're going to have to give
God
her
damn.
a new hat,
We-
man. That damn
We
Yankees
do
hat
talk
on.
too damn much.
Man, that's my dude, man. I love her, man. He's such a great guy.
We do
Smart
talk way
guy.
too damn
He
much.
knows
dude.
a lot of
Looking at
shit,
that
way
time
more
clock.
shit than we do. But JB said he know a lot of shit. So yeah, JB, you know a lot of shit, man.
All I know is must have freaking pack my freaking bags when I go on vacation next. So
I
that's
think we should run him out of the city.
dude, I don't know what
Buy a
like
billboard and
I
say,
would really
Yeah,
like if there's
he's not
anybody
gonna
on the
run.
chat. If
Mustapher
there's anybody
ain't
on the
gonna
chat, please, can anybody give me any love for Mustapher? Because I don't know anybody who's ever, other than Olin Kreutz, giving that freaking guy some love.
Oh, are we talking about this son bitch again? Can we?
Yeah,
We're not about talking about this motherfucker.
Bull season
man.
starting.
We might as well get to some first maybe we should get to some Hawk talk.
We could do some Hawk talk.
who?
Some Hawk talk.
What the hell?
Some
The Atlanta
Blackhawks
Hawks?
are back. You know, motherfucking Atlanta Hawks. You sound like freaking Terrence right now with them Atlanta Hawks.
So let's get to some Hawk talk.
Well, let's get some quick Hawk talk
For
in
the
here.
first time. All right.
Well,
Frank.
I did ask Terrence to upload a video for me, but he didn't give a rat's ass about uploading that video for me, even though it was only 2 minutes long. All right. So Blackhawks started off their season. They're 3 games in. Nobody expects them to do anything. They're in year 1 of a rebuild. They're 1-2. I mean, whatever. But credit for them, because to start off the season, they are on a West Coast trip. They started off against the actually, Tampa Bay is not a West Coast team. So, that makes it even worse, actually. So they started off against Tampa Bay, former Stanley Cup championship team. Played pretty well for the most part, other than the fact that their dumbasses took 7 penalties. First, one of the best offensive threats in the NFL, in the NHL, which in matters, they lost. They lost big. But the key thing to look at is they kept with them in 5-on-5 hockey. And they laid some big hits. They were physical. They were putting. Yes, there's 5 players on each team on the ice at the same time. All right.
So
not
there's
counting
no
the goalie.
more, no less.
No more, no less.
Always
Unless you're counting the goalie, which is 6. So 5-on-5 hockey, even strength is what it's called. But if you take a penalty, it goes 5-on-4. So usually when you're taking a penalty, the 4 players on the other team are creating a box to try to prevent the puck from getting past them, because you have a 1-person advantage. So in that case, somebody's always open. They took 6 penalties in that game versus the best power play unit in the NHL last year. 6 penalties. They gave up 5 goals on the 6 penalties. That's why they lost. Okay. Then they had to travel. Then they had to travel all the way out to Vegas 2 days later to play against the Vegas Knights.
She said, "Is hockey season like 11 months?" It can't.
Oh, hell no. Hockey season.
Don't they play 82 games like basketball?
It's like basketball. It's like the same. It's literally like the same exact type season as basketball, because they start around the same time too.
So they play all them fucking games, skating on ice, beating each other up and
beating the fuck out of each other.
God,
that's hockey, dude.
Man.
I will
That's
always say
life.
this, and it's no disrespect to anybody. I love every sport, love everyone. Hockey players are some tough motherfuckers, man. Like there's no question about that. Played hockey my whole life. I got fake teeth in my mouth. I have 6 concussions. I don't know how this freaking thing is.
Got fake teeth.
No, did you hear what Bellissimo just said?
What did he say?
It feels like 11.
Feels like this segment is 11 months.
Right? It was a long segment, so I'm trying to move it quick, not like Terrence's, call.
Oh, damn, you ain't done?
Hey, this is the longest three-game segment
I'm just trying to learn.
I'll teach you, Terrence. I'll teach you, especially since you're going to a game, especially to a big game versus.
Fuck, I thought you were done.
A match. A match.
They pretty much had their first 3 games. They had their first 3 games of the season. All 3 games were versus Stanley Cup contenders. So that's a very shitty way to start. You start in Tampa Bay, Florida. You go out to Vegas. Then you go out to who the fuck did they play? Back to San Jose. So they're all over the freaking place for their first 3 games. They won their first game versus San Jose. 2 days ago, scoring 2 shorthanded goals. Shorthanded goals means they were the other team was on a power play. It was a 5-on-4. They scored two goals with 4 players.
Why is it ever 5-on-4?
If you take a penalty. So give or take, hockey players are some tough son of a bitches, but if you 2-hand cross somebody in the fucking face with a hockey stick, it's a penalty. Like there are penalties, same as like a flag type.
So you got to come out the game if you get a penalty.
You have 2 minutes where you have to sit in the box. And then for 2 full minutes,
dude, that's football.
Look, Bellissimo.
Terrence, I'm gonna have to go to a freaking game with you, and we'll have to teach. I had to do this with my wife too. The first time I took her to a hockey game. So.
These motherfuckers down here, they ain't trying to learn about no hockey, but I want to know.
No, hey.
All right, so
learn hockey. Learn hockey because it may be a white man sport, but there's 2 black players on the team right now. Hey, there you go. And they're as crazy as it sounds, they're both brothers too, which is even the funniest thing.
Oh shit.
What, like blood brothers?
Blood brothers, yes. Caleb Jones and Seth Jones. So we have a defense. We have 2 defensemen actually.
Hey, I like Jeanette.
JB, wake your ass up.
I got Golden State and the Lakers in the background. I'm good.
When do the Bulls start? Tomorrow, don't they?
Man, damn the Bulls, man.
I still fucking care about them.
I ain't damning the bullshit.
Well, that's all I got for Hawk Talk right now. They won their first game. Great game. One thing I will say is they are the youngest team in the NHL. Average age on that team is 24 years old.
Ain't Jonathan Taze like 80?
Jonathan Taze is 32. Which in hockey eras, I guess you can say that's a little older. And you still got Patrick Kane on that team who was also the same age as Jonathan Taze, 32.
We still got to get through shots.
And yeah, Patrick Kane is still your greatest American-born player in NHL history.
What? When?
Wait, what?
Mama said she love hockey.
When?
Well, I'm gonna take your mom to a hockey game with me then. I'm gonna take your mom to a hockey game with me.
Bellissimo is crazy right now.
God damn it, Bellissimo. That's all I got for Hawk Talk today. Blackhawks, young, looking good. I like what I see.
That was the first installment of Hawk Talk.
It'll get better when the year goes on.
I'm going to learn hockey. I promise. I'm going to learn it.
I'm going to have to edit a video to teach you about hockey.
So, Foulmouth, what you want to say about the Bulls, man?
I'm excited to see them play next week. Tomorrow. We got a couple injuries. They saying that Caruso has a strained calf, Zach with a knee, and I think somebody else. So hopefully we'll see how they look tomorrow versus who are they playing? The Miami Heat?
Miami.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Miami Heat freaking game, man.
We're gonna see what Billy D does. I'm not a big fan of Billy D. I think he's a good to average coach in the NBA. I'm actually willing to see. I want to see what Vooch is going to do this year. I think Vooch had an off year last year.
The chip on his shoulder.
He looked better. He looked a lot better. He looked more comfortable.
Donovan's got to use him right.
JB's going to keep waving his hand around this motherfucker. I don't know why. Maybe because them sorry-ass Lakers ain't shit. They probably getting their ass whooped right now.
Lakers aren't making the playoffs.
I want the Lakers to lose as long as that asshole is on the team.
Which one?
They're messing up my team.
Which one?
LeBron Lanes.
Who?
He said LeBron Lanes.
Oh, LeBron Lanes. I thought you were talking about Russell Westbrook.
My Bulls tonight.
No, I like him.
Anthony Glasshouse Davis.
I like him too.
Yeah, I see it. Is that leather?
What is that?
Looks like
Velvet?
it though.
That's pleather.
Yeah, it do look leather.
Yeah,
It
that's the
pops
halo.
with that angel halo hitting that.
Hey,
Yeah.
when do they think Lonzo is coming back?
Well, they just actually had surgery. He had surgery not too long ago, and they found out that he had like little pieces of bone fragments that
it was debris
hitting
and they
his
cleaned it
nerve.
up.
Yeah, hitting his fucking nerve. So
happy
they
they
said
caught
that was
it,
the
dude.
reason why his shit was all jacked up. So hopefully he'll be back in a couple months. Homie just got his stitches out.
Yeah, that's the only answer we
Boy,
got. Right?
you got his stitches out. What movie is that from?
The stitches are out.
What movie?
Right.
What movie?
Boomerang. Man, stop playing.
So other than that,
Good
you
job, baby.
I guess when we come back next Tuesday, we can expand on the Bulls a little bit more, a little less talk about the Bears, and
No, we're gonna have a lot more Bears talk.
but we still got to talk
Yeah,
about our
we
Bulls.
gonna start the
talk
show
so much about the freaking Bears.
Right.
We'll talk about the Bulls. Maybe we'll even get an NBA player on if I make a call or two, possibly. Terrence, we'll talk.
Yeah,
But
I always got Ronnie Brewer who will come on. I still talk to him.
my thing is this: if you were expecting anything from the Bulls, especially with the talent that's going on in the East, I say somewhere between 7 and 9.
I can't give him that low.
That's what you
I'm
better
gonna say.
get.
I'm gonna say 5-6.
And you'll be delusional like Terrence saying the Bears gonna win 10 games.
I ain't that delusional. Even though I did pick him to win 9. That's only one off.
Well, fuck it. Let's get to some shout outs.
Let's go ahead and get some shout outs.
If we ask Falmouth to do it, we're gonna get yelled at. So
Well, he opened his mouth, so he gotta go first.
I got no problem starting out tonight.
Yeah, get it, Falmouth.
I want to shout out to, I guess, Herb. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody in the chat. The chat was lit tonight. It was lit tonight. Funny ass shit. Shout out to you three brothers. T. Nick, Frank the Tank. That was drunk. JB. Frank had the hiccups.
They're gone now. I'm good.
He was like that
I
drunk
took off camera and I drank up
cartoons
the
and shit. I want to give a shout out to the kiddies, of course. Shout out to one of my boys. He lost his best friend for over 30 years. So shout out to him. Yeah, shout out to my family. We've been going through quite a few deaths in the family recently. So shout out to them as well. Who else I'm leaving out? Damn. I know I'm going to fucking remember somebody later on. So I'm done, fellas. Who's ever next? Go right ahead. Don't be shy.
I ain't shy.
Come on in. The water's warm.
It's warm.
Shout out to the chat. Yeah, it was lit today, man. I mean, JB's mom, the podcast mom, gotta love her. Love having you on here. Bellissimo. I mean, you're on a lot, but man, today you were on fire. So kudos to that one. Thank you for the hockey talk. Finally have somebody else who can freaking talk to hockey about some bitch. Other than that, hey, Herb, man, I love having Herb on because he knows so much. Like, I mean, I'm still having my faith in Komet. Sorry, Foul. But yeah, I'm starting to phase a little bit because I don't understand what the fuck's going on. But everyone else in the chat, hey, you guys love Tuesday nights. Love being on here. It's always a blast, man. Yeah, fuck. Bears play Monday night tonight too. Fuck my life. We're gonna get destroyed. We didn't even do progression. Yeah, we didn't even take our scores. So I'm gonna put my quick prediction here in the chat to finish it off here. 2017 Patriots.
So for my prediction, I need for Terrence to cue up Clubber Lang and Rocky 3. Pain. That's my prediction.
I don't know if it's that bad. Patriots aren't that good.
Pain. That's what I'm looking at. But no, seriously, shout out to Mom. Shout out to the chat. Bellissimo, you kept me in stitches. See what I did there? And Herb, it's just always a joy to have Herb on. When we do our actual next live event, I would love if Herb could come. maybe T, we could set that up because I think that would be just like a phenomenal guest. Home game, of course, make sure he's in town or whatever. And then just, shout out to, again, like the chat was off the chain. I saw some familiar faces, a lot of interaction, saw some new faces. Always good. We appreciate the love. We appreciate that you like our content. And like and subscribe, like Chris always say. And man, happy to be here on a Tuesday. I love it. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah. Remember, people, do not forget to like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Start liking our shit. You know, they got all these people up in here and y'all ain't pressing the goddamn like button.
There you go. And shout out to Michael Jordan.
Here. Shout out to our sponsors, Tilly's, Moore's,
Under Armour.
I ain't got none of that.
We gonna get some. We about to change that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right, Dan. Dan is the man.
I can't change Moore's unless you guys are delivering that shit to me.
Hey, you just gonna have to tell wifey, man. You gotta make a trip, man. Come on down to the south side.
We'll go drive down, load up my motherfucker.
He's on down the road.
Now, when we have our fan night, we want to see a lot of you people that are in the chat. We love to sit up there and want to put. We want to see the face with the name. We always see the names. We want to see those faces. So we can sit up here and we can chat where you guys can actually get a chance to really say what it is that you want to say. I know it's difficult sometimes when you up in there typing like a motherfucker trying to get that shit in. We want to actually hear you speak and talk to you. Good night, Juanita.
All right.
Terrence, you got 37 seconds. Go.
I got as long as a motherfucker.
No, you had a soliloquy earlier. You said you was going to be short and sweet.
Right. So everybody in the chat was on fire. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Herb. It's always great to have him on. He knows a lot of shit that we don't know, but JB says he knows all the shit. So, shout out to JB. Shout out to Foulmouth. Shout out to you, Frank, with the Hawk Talk. Wouldn't be no show without y'all. Shout out to our sponsors that we already said. And next week, we just have to wait and see. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be fun. We will get into more bull stuff. Like Chris, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm just going to start dancing with 5-2 now.
Hey, this is my way to stay up with your ass. Giving your shout out.
Wow, I appreciate the help.
Winning wrong.
But yeah, man. So I think that's just about all the shouts that I got.
Hey, put up Jeanette Johnson's
my picture.
Special
my picture now.
Jeanette Johnson. She was a new face.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We love seeing new faces in the chat.
Right. You come on back now, you hear?
Yeah, make sure you come back, like and subscribe, please.
Yeah.
And get your friends and family to like and subscribe too.
Yeah.
We all love here.
What he said. And everybody who so I put money on the Bears.
Oh, you fucked that one up.
Last Thursday.
I'm not giving you a loan.
And if you are watching, person who I bet, I'm not gonna say his name. If you are watching,
I told you I'll pay your monkey ass when I feel like it. Better suck my.
That didn't end well.
Pretty much.
Well, at least it didn't end finished.
What I'm saying, that didn't end on here. Pretty much what I'm saying is I'll pay your monkey ass when I feel like it. You better suck my. And on that note, I think
you
maybe
got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
You were still talking. I didn't click that.
Yeah, but
I didn't click that.
I know you did.
Okay, I saw you still talking. I think they were 7.5. They should be like 17.5 point.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Go Blue, baby.
Fuck Blue.
Hi, Sherry.
Fuck.
you're still here. It's over. Go home.
And we're going to lose to a dude named
Yo!
Bailey Zappi.